Welcome to the Dice Are Good Bad Storytellers. My name is Jacob Schallenkamp. Gosh, it actually is legally, and I even got back from Iceland, and I keep forgetting to change it in certain places, but I'm going to get better. And this is Remalin, and we are deep in the paint, as they would say. We had our wedding and our trip, and that was wonderful, and now we're back after a break, so I'm going to give kind of a quick recap that success, I would say incredible success, where success was not only not guaranteed, but extremely unlikely. You have managed to kill Parvel and Fester, leaving only two more of the Iagrin family, the Farah family, alive in the city, completing most of your kind of side quests or your main quest of coming up here, as well as saving Llewellyn, Adlaria, Savage, although one would argue he didn't necessarily need saving, and getting a couple of strange interlopers as well. You are currently in the kind of central part of the Iagrin Mountain, where it's kind of been your impromptu safe space, simply because a lot of people live in this park, or not, people don't live here. And it's kind of like a little empty space that has a lot of cover, a lot of cave-like structures in it, which is good because the nation of Iagrin is in full flambe. There are these large royal enforcers, warforged, just slaughtering people in the streets. There are Valshaline and Farah family bastards up on pikes, petarded throughout the city, as a signal to the rest that no tolerance for betrayal will be taken. Nobles have been killed. There are places where the streets are running with blood.
Eat the rich.
Really, yeah. There is. It's kind of horrible. And I'm going to say that you guys have definitely gotten in your long rest. This is where you guys have had a chance to level up. But this place will not continue to be safe. There are royal enforcers that are not playing nice. They are not in the polite mode. They are in the legendary actions, many hits per round, murder machines. Now, that is kind of the situation you're in right now. There is a lot going on, and I'd like to get into media res so we can kind of talk about who wants to do what. But to set the scene here, we are in a cave. There is some light that is being produced from some kind of like camp, items, some like camping lanterns that are part of your kind of survival gear stuff. And there is frankly just kind of a little mob of people in varying levels of dirtiness and damage that have accumulated around here. You've broken camp, and everybody's been given food that has been needed it. And now you are all sitting around this flickering candle, and everyone's kind of looking to each other to know, where are we going from here?
I love mayo.
And I think, I don't want to deputize anybody to take the lead here. I think Llewellyn would naturally kind of be the person to come forward as there's kind of this quiet moment. And I think she'd say, well, I'm going back to Sheen City. Thank you, everyone, for this incredible effort. You hear screams out in the background of just people running and explosions of saving us. Looks like other goals were accomplished along the way. I have been living in a cage for a month, and I would like to go home.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yes.
Adlaria, who has been standing next to you, Kyle, kind of also raises her hand and goes, yes, well, I would also love that. I would love to go home as well. Again, same cage. And I think Odina kind of comes up to Llewellyn here and stands next to Llewellyn here. And they just seem to all be in agreement that they are going home. Odina says, I will make sure they get there. I mean, I can even fly them there technically, although it would be awful to cross the ocean. I will get them home. she turns to Savage here, and they have a strange kind of tense moment. But she asks, like, "Do you want to go home as well?" And Savage responds, "I'm fit. I've recovered. I've got things to get finished over here in the Ogren. So I'm gonna do that." He kind of says it's kind of his raspy voice that didn't used to be this low, but seems to be lower now. And Savage looks to Kubo here and says, "You have a mission other than getting these two out, and I want to see that done."
Ooh. I think Kubo had just woken up from like sleeping on Savage, and he's just sort of like sleeping. No, remember he like leaned on. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
He was like passing on his brother. I was like, yeah, cool. He's still waking up.
I do want to, just for information, this is something, Leo, that you would know about your actions, and Kyle, you'd kind of know this in the back of your head, although things have been crazy. Post the war with Sheen City and the Ogren, these summoners caused all this chaos, killed thousands of people. What Leo has done, namely casting magic through summons on foreign ground without any, like as a legal agent, is technically a war crime. I mean, by the definition of, there are like, what's the word?
Hey, crimes! High five, Leo.
Yeah, like kind of
crimes.
Yeah, they're kind of like post-war agreements. What he has done is actively a war crime against those agreements. Now, will Sheen City punish him for that? Probably not. Will people here? I mean, they would already kill him anyway. But it is dubious the degree to which you are not legally okay for kind of doing what would violate a large, contract here.
Okay.
But they love.
Okay, I will say, I think that Kubo could be like, yeah, Savage and I can kind of like go and get a bead on the situation and just try to see if we hear anything. Looks to Savage. I mean, as much as we want to finish the fight, so to speak, I feel like if they have both left or something, or if they're like
Are
together,
you referring to Serenity?
Yeah, well, I don't know how. Okay, yeah, I want us to be smart about this, and I would hate to. I don't want to die yet, and I don't expect anyone necessarily to help, but they don't want to. So, yeehaw. And then he drinks some like water from a water bottle. It's like, whoa.
Kind of this whole time you've been having this conversation, that orc, not orc isn't the right word, but the tiefling woman that is basically like the tiefling woman and Reginald, that spider person.
Yeah,
I've just been kind of awkwardly standing to the side, just sort of getting a bead on the situation.
And you guys could come with to Sheen City. You could get a job. We can all help out, or you can help kill the bad guys. Kubo looks around really quick. I don't want you guys to feel like you're gonna be left here to die, because you're not. That's not cool.
B definitely says that's good to know. I would prefer to do whatever ingratiates me to you guys, because clearly you're some of the most powerful people here. Red line of lasers shoots, outside the cave wall, and you hear another series of explosions as rock collapses.
Those tickle.
Yeah.
Reginald actually steps forward and, kind of doing his weird brain speak, actually stands next to Llewellyn and Valeria. It's like, I prefer to leave here. I am not a combatant. I am a magical researcher, and I would prefer to not be here.
I just look at it, I guess, goodness, my brain. Kyle and Leo. Oh, yeah, we're good. We good. It's a minute. I think we're just like, we can talk like in a bit, but I'm getting the vibe that we're gonna maybe go.
I mean, whatever advantages we once had when we were beginning this mission, we don't have them anymore. There's nothing resembling the element of surprise. They know it's coming. Their forces are all ready because they're all fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's, giant murder bots that I don't think we can't turn them all into turtles.
So going swinging.
That was I just remembered that. That was so wrong. last session. Literally saved everyone.
I was like, I don't know what to do. Turtle?
It was a JoJo reference. I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry.
I don't have enough grenades to blow them all up after they're unturtled either.
Fair. Oh yeah, because you survived. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm trying to give everyone kind of these moments of recognizing kind of the import of what's happened here. I think Leo, Kubo, you definitely sense something in Savage that is a reservation that he is kind of, because you guys are talking about leaving now and not, interacting. And you see Savage does not like that direction the conversation is taking.
Okay.
Kyle, I just want to impress upon you from a weird.
I mean, he has a weird sense of guilt over the fact that his dad is now basically doing this shit.
No, your daddy issues. I'm so sorry.
No, I mean,
Daddy issues.
I feel like Kyle might be. Yeah. I mean, and I think it might be something Kyle doesn't consciously recognize, but there is a wild sense of poetic justice or poetic tension to this moment. I mean, from being literally like a foreign vagabond in a distant land avoiding your despotic father who wants to kill you, you are now in his country or on near his country in the same city where he's performing this genocide
hostile takeover.
Yeah, there is a level of scale here that I think because Kyle's getting older, that he just kind of assumed he'd never get to. I think this might be what's the word, jarring, or just more than you'd expect to get in life, I guess is the way to say it. More closure or emotional figuring out of that. And yeah, I think we're gonna keep kind of moving in media res. I think Odina is going to walk to one side of the cave and go, I'd love to stay and chat, but the situation out there isn't going to get simpler. Who's leaving with us now? And Llewellyn, Adlaria, Reginald, all walk over there. B looks to Kubo and you. Savage looks to you all.
Well, let's talk about the long way. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to stress, killing Serenity and and Vespa, not requirement. If you guys fully decide to subvert my story, and there are consequences for that, and Peregrine will be pissed, but that is totally an option. You have accomplished what Boren sent you to do. You have accomplished a lot of things that were on your list that people sent you here to do.
I'm also willing to give you guys the floor to speak in order to do some other things. I do think Kubo wants to talk to Savage, say goodbye to Adina. Just think before he speaks more, because I love my sassy, also daddy issue boy, but he has his own issues. I don't know. I think he's learned at this point of the story maybe to think before he speaks. You suggested that.
I'm cool with killing everybody, but I understand the power scaling is a bit great from our perspective. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I do want to kill them. I just don't want us to die. And we did amazing last session, incredible. That was insane. That was incredible. I can't express that enough. But
So you think we could do it again?
Well, I think we could, but I don't think we can do it alone. And also, we know now that Serenity at least has that magical effect, right? Because she's the oldest or something. So she has the sanctuary effect. I don't think Vespa does, but
right. So if we are going to do this, I think the order that would make the most sense would be to kill Vespa first, so she doesn't have that effect, and then we only have to deal with that effect once. Okay. If we kill Serenity with that effect, then it passes down to Vespa. And then we're having to deal with it twice, and we're making it harder. So if we are going to do this, we got to go after. We should go the youngin first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, I think we could. absolutely talk about that, teammates, if you guys want to do that. I know that that's what like Kubo wants to do, but I'm not trying to make Kubo force him to do anything. And also, like I said before, just to make it clear, I'm not asking anybody to kill their characters or even.
What's the fun if we don't kill our character?
Damn, you're wild, man. I love it. Thank you for that energy. Well, to be fair, Kyle had that energy too when he almost you survived that. Damn, man.
You basically tap dancing around a warforged on the roof of that building. Pretty good moment. Pretty good. On like 6 hit points or something like that.
I was just like flashbacks like from the stress of does that make sense?
They had legendary actions.
4.
My body be like,
Leo, I do want to say just for your character specifically, stop me if this is overreaching. I just want to make sure you understand kind of the context I'm understanding in the world. You're still kind of a teenager. Now you're guilty of a war crime. You don't really have a life to speak of back home outside of basically being a gangster captive made person. Like, this is kind of going guns akimbo. Might be more than
you're right.
Like, I mean, you still are technically have been kidnapped by the people you are working with right now.
What do you mean? We apologized for that seasons ago.
Yeah, and they fed me food. We established our peace.
We gave you every chance to run away. You don't have to.
Yeah, of course. Every chance to kill everybody and run. Yeah.
No, I just want to offer that because while killing these people, technically killing these people is more than Boren asked for. Yeah, he asked for a war crime, but maybe, and this is something you don't know, maybe this is a paranoia or something that it is harder to defend killing an entire royal family than it is to defend doing what Boren said and getting out. There might be more complications when you get home.
I can also just throw in right now because you're freaking me out, Jacob, in the best way. I don't want to just. Well, I don't think Kubo wants to just kill them for Peregrine. I think generally after being in this fucked up place, Kubo's worry is more so like if we were to leave them even for a little bit, like what would happen? Like what would they? How much could it get worse? Like would it prevent the people from being able to like have a revolution? Would it be even like worse if we just left both of them still alive? Or like, I don't know. He is wanting to finish the fight to actually hopefully help people, not just Peregrine's plan. If we wanted to talk about that at some point, we could. I don't want to right now, but that's why I want to kill them. It's because they are horrible pieces of shit. That's it.
Well, that's another. Oh, yeah.
I'll help with your plan to get rid of the Farah family, but we're adding Lord Vaucheline to the kill list.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's actually wild, Kyle. Oh my god.
I think Savage kind of like, as much as his green scarred face can, kind of goes pale at that as well. And that definitely quiets the cave for a moment.
Did the other people?
No, I think after you say that, Odina gives everybody in the room eye contact. It's like, I will catch you back in the city.
I will catch you back in Sheen City.
Yes, definitely. Clellan goes like, okay, we got a conversation to have.
I can't hear this, la la la.
They walk outside, and just for comedic effect, because I also want to illustrate that this is what's happening in world as well. Regina says, now how to get us out of a cave. And then there's this huge explosion near where the entrance of, where, that little town was before. And you see this probably about, it's football sized in scale, but it's a large hole just opens up in the side of the mountain and a lot of light comes streaming in and you start seeing forces pour into the Yagran mountain.
Forces from where? What the fuck is happening?
That's a great question.
Okay.
And
I got a spyglass. Let's see if I recognize any cracks.
What do you do with your elven eyes?
Roll perception with advantage. And everybody else can roll. As you pull out your spyglass, Odina looks over and goes, perfect.
18.
18, okay.
Oh, by the way, here's my pitch for those. What if I just rolled 3d4s, and 1 to 2
That's
is
fine.
like tails, and 3 to 4 is heads.
So 1, 2 tails. You want heads.
I want heads.
You want heads.
Everyone dies.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I saw it. You can't take that back. Oh man. Okay. So
Oh my god. Oh.
So, with that dirty 20, you pull out your spyglass. Kubo, you look over. It's chaos. Like you see some like laser stuff go over there. The first thing, Kubo, that you see is you recognize none of the people. This is what you get with an 18. You recognize none of the people, recognize none of the arms, none of the forces. The thing that you get with an 18 is these are modern armaments that they're attacking. These are from Sheen City. Kyle, what you see when you look in is these are the weapons that you took in with the boat. You see that there are magical swords, pistols, firearms. There are some like tank, like there are heavy armaments that are Sheen City designed that are getting used by, you can see with your spyglass, frankly, what kind of looks like a people's militia is just kind of like a hackneyed, put together people from this country or this country or this country that your guess would be like extremists that specifically hate Eogrin dwarves.
Oh, good. We're part of the Iran-Contra. Good to know.
So yeah, you like this huge explosion goes off. People start pouring into the mountain. It's been established. This isn't a surprise.
I know.
You smuggled in the weapons.
I didn't think that was gonna happen that quickly, to be honest.
I mean,
Damn.
Yeah, good distribution. Yeah, no, good on them.
Damn.
Yeah, and so now you see kind of the fruition of Boren's ultimate plan here. You see immediately some more force starting to converge on that opening, and you start seeing heavy losses from the forces immediately. The Odina kind of turns and like, maybe not that exit. They start walking out. It looks like they're going to attempt to take the same exit out that you guys took in. So they're going to go through that.
Just with more crashing and fire.
Yeah, fighting and melting breath. But I will say they officially have separated off now. And so the party that we have now is Leo, Kubo, Kyle, B, Savage.
Nice.
And I think that's everybody.
Okay.
Am I missing anybody? Tiggles has not been resummoned for sure, I imagine.
Yeah, since I leveled up, he probably will not exist. But let's see.
Yeah, and now kind of the table's yours. I will say, just as a storyteller DM to give you guys like context for stuff, you guys might have at minimum 4 hours, at maximum a day before your position is compromised just naturally because of the raw violence and people fleeing and all this stuff.
On God? No, I'm just kidding. I just want to talk to people first, so I don't know what you guys want to do. I mean, I guess, okay. Sorry, talk.
Kyle is going to get near but not involved in the battle. He's going to be looking for some sort of, sniper rifle, basically. Because this is going to be a Lee Harvey kind of deal, I think.
Okay.
Probably the smartest way to try and do this. So.
Okay. So you post up, I'm going to say that if you roll me an Arcana check, which is kind of what we're using for your, or, sleight of hand, whatever check you'd use to build something, you can attempt to make something that will let you use it at a longer range. If you want to talk, we'll say that people are still here milling about before they leave.
I wanted to give Leo an option to think before I do.
I think Leo would just prep in his book, like while you guys were perceptioning and everything, like Leo was in his books.
Now, a really important question. Is Leo still dressed in his royal attire Taking the opportunity to change.
Oh no, I definitely would have changed. No.
Okay.
How does a 30 do?
Yeah, you definitely. I think it's very
I
much.
guess.
You just reach into your jacket and have something, and you just tweak it a little bit.
All right, cool. Collapsible sniper rifle. I forgot I had that. I had it the whole time. Gosh, why do I keep forgetting about that? That's weird.
So yeah, we'll say that for kind of purposes of this thing, this attachment is like useless within 200 feet. Like it is like very long range sniper rifle kind of thing. It just like so basically behave as if it's a normal firearm like before, except out to 200 to 300 feet.
Doke.
Damn. Awesome. Okay. In that case, I think Kubo is looks at his brother and he's like, yeah, so let's come here. Let's just catch up real quick. And he goes over to like another part of the cave. And he's just like, so how?
First thing he says is, "I'm not going after Lord Vashline. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not making that risk."
I think Kubo kind of looks. Oh, okay. Is there a reason like why?
Is there a reason why?
Yagran is like the armpit of Torellin. Like it is not a large country. It is a cultured country, and it is powerful just because of its position. The Lord Vashline is many times larger. The Vashline land is many times larger than Yagran. His resources are many times deeper. I mean, if he pulls it off, it will change Torellin forever. That's not what I signed up for. Dad sent me to kill four perverts. I'm gonna do that.
You're doing a great job.
Your whole thing is trying to rewrite the laws of reality, and I'm getting yelled at for redrawing political boundaries.
No. I think Kubo is just gonna be like, no, well,
It's all context.
can we just like, first of all, thanks for your help. It's nice I don't have to do this by myself. I don't know. I'm really exhausted. I'm sure you are. Let's just focus then on Vespa and Serenity, and then if Vashline's there, if you just want to help us maybe not die or not, well, I just don't want to deal with this right now, but okay. Does that make sense?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I respect your boundary.
I'm ride or die until we kill Serenity and Vespa.
If we're lucky. I'd like to posit that you've already made the sniper rifle. We hear like a click from like across them. If you're lucky,
Yeah.
you'll just snipe.
Um,
Oh, am I a war criminal?
Do you know of any local book depositories?
I can even to the school.
No, book depository, like the Texas Book Depository.
No, what is
Lee
that?
Harvey Oswald, where he shot JFK from.
Oh, no, I
yeah,
didn't know.
no,
So-
you get it.
Either way, it's like
You have advantage for history. Yeah. Horrible. I hate that I said that.
I was like,
I do want to stress, Savage does not think that Kyle is doing anything wrong. He thinks he's doing something suicidal. It's not like he's morally opposed to killing Lord Vashline. He thinks that's outside of the scope of his abilities.
right. Cool. Okay. Right. I'm gonna go.
Savage kind of has this weird moment, and I want you to roll insight on that. But he kind of like pats your back a little more than he should.
What's that mean? I have a 10 moment.
You have a 10. He just missed you.
Oh.
And Savage is just like, hey, everything's gonna happen like Dad rats, and it's all gonna go smooth, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Okay.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
This paladin thing you got going, it feels great. It feels really good. Like it works out.
I'm really glad. I
Like,
really try to have a
It's
good
supporting.
energy.
It's supporting. Yeah.
It's validating. I'm so panicked. I used some things Dad gave me, and I'm pretty certain that I blew up 3 of these.
Fuck. And we're gonna just cut away from that there. Leo, this large orc woman has been standing next to you. Tiefling, excuse me. This tiefling B. And you guys, as you've been looking through his book, you can kind of choose how you interact with us. She's tried to start conversation with you like 4 times, and this has kind of been met with nothing. The first time she was like, "What are you reading there?"
just like yeah, just mumbling to myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel so bad for her. God.
I didn't do a lot of reading before.
Oh, sorry. Were you speaking? I was lost in
No,
text.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if what you're doing is like important or not.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes. If we want to survive and live, yes.
I want to. Okay, then I'm gonna do the polite thing and stop talking to you. Look,
Do we
Well, thank you,
all
thank you.
witness this? Do we all?
it's pretty painful.
Oh my God.
While both of these things are happening, Kyle is just taking shots. Roll me just like an add advantage attack roll, basically, Kyle. And that will just represent kind of your success here.
Whoops, there goes Vestman.
21.
21. I think you make a couple shots at these Warforged that actually does damage to them. But after a while, you realize that it doesn't do enough damage to like drastically change the battlefield. And so you start to select like Eogran forces that are clearly like non-Warforged because you can actually put people down.
Ayo.
I mean,
Come on, anybody wearing anything that's indicative of rank. Yep.
yeah. And so I'm gonna say that like you haven't done nothing, but it's just so chaotic. I'll say that you got your scope. Probably like a couple shots in, you realize they know the general location the shots are coming from as kind of this strange like bird nest position you guys have.
Now it's time to go Simo Haya on their asses. So I disappear somewhere else and then take more shots.
Okay, so I think Savage kind of looks as you like start packing up to move, and then everybody's like, and now we leave.
When we leave after that, I just feel really bad for B. I think people will be like, hey, B, do you want to help me carry one of my swords or something? Like, do you feel out like you're not helping?
B has this like really great like great sword that is clear that she's like familiar with and like has used a lot. And she also has this horrifying, spooky looking spectral scythe. And you see that she has them like kind of weighs them both in her hand, drops the great sword, flips the like scythe onto her back, and goes, yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to, I guess I work for you guys now.
Well, so we are a team now. Don't worry about it. We're all together.
I'm happy to be allied with your assassin group.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Don't worry. Leo is very smart and mystical. That's
social skills like aren't up.
Is he though?
Yeah, you don't understand. Like, don't worry about. We're all distressed about mortality. Always become like sort of Gucci. I love it. Sorry, like yeah, so like are you all healed up? Do you need anything? You good, Gucci?
She goes, yeah, I mean I barely took any damage during that encounter. And,
okay.
The Warforged just kind of frankly danced with your friend up there for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And
I was very good at things, like with fighting and also espionage and such.
Well, so the like warm fuzzy feeling that was you.
Yes, it was.
That was you. Because that felt nice.
Good. Yeah, I'm a paladin. That's like my thing.
I don't think they had a lot of those where I'm from.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
you guys kind of continue on with kind of this awkward conversation. We're gonna kind of phase through time a bit here, just a tiny bit. I'm gonna say, Kyle, you come up with like 3 or 4 more positions to kind of welcome back, Leo. You kind of come up with 3 or 4.
We didn't say anything bad about you while you were gone.
Nothing.
Oh, damn.
You said you were magical and mystical, though.
Hear ye.
And you continue to take shots. I want you to roll. Well, we're gonna roll a group stealth here, actually.
It should not be.
To see how well every group stealth, everyone's moving.
I know whoever rolls though is not.
No. So group stealth means everyone
I know
rolls.
that.
You need to.
It's okay if we get caught. We blaming you.
Give me that stealth, yo. Actually, the +7. Oh fuck.
What is my stealth?
The Kubo got an 8.
Wow.
Okay. It's trash.
You know, I was about to burn a luck point, but nothing. No matter what I do, I can't carry that shit. So
Yeah. As you guys are all engaged, you know, and you're taking pot shots, you guys are getting a feel for the lay of the land. Savage is like a ghost walking along you, and he's in like, you know, he's like clothes designed to like hide his, you know, scars, so he looks like that. But you have the scope, you have tons of like visual, like, because you guys are in this, like, you guys are at a lower level, but everything's so flat and ramps up that you have this, like, it's very bowl shaped. With the scope, Kyle, you kind of hit this point where you're like, I'm going to go to a new position. And you realize, like, they're tracking your movement so well, they're closer every time you check. Your position is made. Like, even if you were to, like, unless you were to fully leave this little bastion in this park area, like, you would not be safe from them searching you out. Like, they've been able to see you walking around, like flashes of color. They know your location, and they are sending a like squadron after you. It looks like they have about 4 of those Warforged with it.
Okay. I'm gonna tell everybody that. Let's decide on where we're gonna meet up. Kind of scatter and regroup. I'm gonna leave a couple of tripwires with a little, you know, party favor for them when they do get here. You know.
Good news is there's 3 compounds now, right? That we can.
I mean, one of them has been arguably pretty destroyed. Bobbins is pretty.
That's pretty gone. Yeah, that's.
Well, and one of them is the capital of the nation, so technically you
can
that's where Vacheline is, right? Yeah. So.
I think. I mean, there. I want to offer this just because it's an interesting thing. Well, I think his name was Gorm. Was the information guy that you found forever ago. I think he's kind of the only independent person that comes to my mind. But whatever you pick as your meetup place, if you do choose to scatter.
Yeah.
All right.
That might be the best way to prevent us from getting caught by them. One person on their own is not going to be as suspicious as us following in a group.
Okay, so you guys all make this plan. It sounds like Gorm is the finishing meetup spot. I'm gonna say this because I really love this plan. What we're gonna do is everyone can roll stealth with advantage individually, and whatever you roll is gonna get a +5 as well.
Nice.
Ooh. Right now?
Love that advantage. It didn't work.
Advantage.
Savage does not leave your side. Even when you split up, he goes, I'm not, until we get back to Sheen City, we're a unit.
Ooh, so I got
He has
26.
like taffy tears he has to quickly hide, so he looks tough. So yeah.
25.
Yeah, you guys split. You set up a couple tripwires. None of you are caught. B, who's the only one who doesn't like have a buddy, like gets the directions from you like many times over.
God, come with me, please.
And then like after everyone leaves, she just stands there, is like, oh, you see her kind of like run off in the opposite direction of everyone else.
Oh, I hope that girl's okay. Oh my God. Oh God.
And yeah, we are going to get back to kind of the story as we go. This is a good pause point. You guys are all running through different like little alleyways after you've fled this kind of cave region down underneath this large stalactite.
We're running up that hill.
Running up that hill, yeah. There is like there are rivers of blood coming from certain places. There's chaos, like rock crumbling all over the place. Everybody's just running, moving at their own pace, avoiding militia groups. I would like everybody just like give me a snapshot of your mental landscape as you are going through in this independent location. Like whoever's kind of got their first thing, like I just want to know like what is your snapshot as you're going through what has become a hellscape, even more so than it was before?
Well, for Leo, it would be super stressful. Like I feel like as we're traveling, I'm like, because like I said, I'm gonna read and travel, which I guess would make sense for my natural one stealth from before. But I'm gonna close my book and I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then as I see the rocks falling, I'm like, okay, now I just gotta focus and make sure we get there safely so we can accomplish everything I'm working hard to do. And just beeline it, like don't even look at anything going on. Like I just keep going with the group. Just keep going with the group. Like a horse with blinders. Like I'm just like,
Just get into Gorm's spot. Got it. Okay. Yeah, Savage is running alongside right behind you. He's like right in your blind spot for the entirety of the height run.
I think that Kubo has this weird moment where like he's very aware of how much this has gone out of the scale of what he was expecting. And I think he's also struck kind of like by his memory. When he was a little kid, he used to annoy his older brothers by like chasing after them sometime and all this stuff. And now he's leading one of them, at least so to speak, like, and they trust him. It's like his life has changed so much in such a short period of time, and they're literally in hell. And I think he just is like kind of has the resolve to finish this, so to speak. It better be worth it. He wants, this be worth it for Peregrine, and he wants it to be done. I think with this, it's too much. He doesn't want to lose anyone. So
wow, okay.
I mean, Kyle, I kind of said it before, but I mean, he's guilt for the most part. He's responsible for this. He's responsible for everything that happened with the building getting blown up back in Sheen City. He's the one that basically made the deal with Boren that got all those damn weapons and stuff in here.
Kyle's complex.
Yeah.
He is. I'm sorry.
I wasn't expecting guilt. That's interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not awesome.
Well, no, it is. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's, and now one of the major problems is being caused by his dad, which he's been avoiding and in denial of for 70, 80 something years.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm gonna say let me see who got the highest roll. I think 26, you got a 30. So Kyle got a 30. I think
No, that was the sleight of hand for the one.
Oh,
The 5 is on there if you do dash B on there, so the 25 is the total, including the 5.
oh, I gotcha.
No.
So with that in mind, actually, Leo, you get to Gorm's place, and Kyle is the only one who's been here so far, and so you get to what Kyle has described, and it is so out in the back alley, so far away. Like no violence has touched this part of the city yet, but because of that, there are a lot of people hiding here. And you can see that there are like refugees basically of their own country in certain like off streets, and people trying to like break into homes to get refuge. And you get to this Gorm, what this is described as Gorm's spot, and it is this big, hefty, wood thick door. And Leo, you got here before everyone else.
Oh, good.
Like
This'll
how
go well.
like how before everyone else, like how far
You
am
don't
I?
see any sign of anyone else. You've
Ooh.
gotten here before the rest of the party entirely.
Okay, so I want to stealthily hide, but like obviously still like in a way where I can see if my group approaches, but also make sure that if anyone's around, no one sees me. They're like, oh, he looks interesting, let's mug him. Like, no, I wanna
Yeah.
be away.
Roll me a stealth check.
Yeah, let's just hope it's good. 6.
Leo, as you were looking for somewhere to hide, about 4 people in grungy outfit come up to you and go, give me your wallet, drop everything, you hear me?
Listen,
Why do they talk like that?
listen, I don't want to have to kill nobody. I'm giving you the option now to flee because I'm not giving anything. I'll have a large gang. There's like 3 gangs coming that I'm waiting for so
It's like, it's not a lie, but it sounds so ridiculous. It sounds like a lie. Roll me a
But it's
persuasion.
also so terrifying.
I'll kill all of you. I have a gang coming.
It's very dangerous.
A huge gang coming.
Like those
let's hope it's high. What is this? Persuasion, he said? It's like, oh yes. Oof. Oh, 18.
Fair. Yeah, no, that's true. It is you've called me out, Kyle. It's I think they actually there are explosions everywhere. I think with an 18, they were prepared to punch you, and I think with an 18, they just go, not worth their trouble, and they scramble. They just, no one.
Yeah, you better run. Yeah.
What's Curtis Connor?
Yeah. And I like wiggle my fist in the air. Yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna sit down, and I'm gonna conjure my summoning, and then
Make a summoning.
Yep.
just start drawing it out in the middle of the fucking.
Yep.
Yeah.
In this spot that I think it's hidden. I think I'm well hidden, so I will make my circle.
Okay. I'll say you continue to do this. Everybody starts to slowly file in, and you clearly like. I'm not gonna say Leo is incompetent, but I definitely think everyone, as they walk up, goes like, "You couldn't find anywhere better," because like they see you.
This was good.
First, like they like you're very clearly out somewhere where someone can see you doing this.
But I thought the spot's good. Look, see, I'm next to the box. See, like if I was behind the box, I wouldn't be able to see you guys. So if I'm next to the box, like listen, let me be done here first, and then.
So we'll say that Leo is finishing up the summoning circle. B kind of sees the dynamic and goes, "I'm going to protect the mystical magical kid. If you guys want to go talk to Gorm, if that's what you're here to do, I don't."
Can all protect it. I don't know. Well, Kyle, do you want anyone to go with you?
Yeah, I told them I when I was here before, I said I represented wealthy backers from Sheen City, so let's bring it.
I think Kubo. Oh god, I want to know what Savage does when he hears that.
So wealthy. I just feel like.
Do they both go, "Oh god," or is just?
No, I think Savage is like, "No, that's right. We are wealthy backers."
Right. Thanks. B, awesome. Leo, I'm not even looking at Leo. I just sent you like I just follow. Kyle.
With my eyes closed.
Yeah. Just so you know, I gave you finger guns.
Yeah, so what do we want to address first? Potentially meeting up with Gorm here, or talking to the or getting through the summon, basically.
I don't care. Not in a bad way, but I think either way is good.
Oh, my summon's quick. I just do this whole thing like for flavor. Like it's pretty quick.
Oh, I know, but what are you summoning? Have you decided?
Oh yeah. Let me send it to you now.
I really respect like your self control because every time Dick was like, what are you summoning? There's a part that's like your mom.
This time a portal opens and coming out slithering is a large snake about our size, and it is green, and I would say it's like has that span like the cobra span, like it's very large, it's very wide by its head, but like towards its body it very thins out, and it has like maybe unique markings, and that's pretty much.
Is this a hellish entity or a heavenly entity?
I would say hellish, just because it's very venomousy, and yeah, I think that's all it really has.
Yeah, as you pull this creature up, I think this is, you have grabbed a oh, awesome, perfect.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what he was researching as we were traveling here, and then he was like, this one.
Okay, I got it.
Damn, Zaddy.
Damn, Zaddy, minus your vampire touch. Okay. So, okay. So you do this, I'll say for simplicity's sake, you reach down, and frankly, Hell has gotten so accustomed to you doing this. There's kind of like excitement about you doing this, like, somebody gets a chance at the claw! And you can tell there's a lot of machinations by like actual smart people that are like, ooh, bring me up. I have so much to offer, like conniving demons and everything. And I feel like this, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but you just fully ignore them and just pick up like a monster.
Oh yeah, that's exactly. I'm like you.
So I think
That one looks fun. Get that one.
a pure, chaotic, hellish entity. This is an evil. This is just a monster. This has no machinations. This thing just wants to cause as much pain and suffering as possible.
Mhm.
And if it wasn't for you being the summoner, it would be attacking everything and anything in sight.
I think of it just like with Tickles. Like if I pull him in, he comes into this world like as he was hovering because he couldn't touch the ground because he could fly. Now I just pull in this little worm and then bring it out to like this giant serpent and change its soul to something differently entirely.
I think.
Can I milk it?
Yeah, you can milk Spider-Man. Yeah.
You can. I mean, I would allow it. I can give you 3.
I think you guys are off talking to Gorm potentially, but I love that. No. You can. As this thing comes out, I think B is like, this is intentional, right? This is intentional. Does not fully understand what's happening.
You're all good. You're all safe. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, great, good, powerful, mystical, magical. I see what they meant now. Great. Cutting back to Kyle, Savage, and Kubo, trying to get into this informant's little hovel.
I love it so much. I could just imagine how like disheveled, sweaty, and like gross Kubo looks right. Like his tux is disarray. Like,
I'm gonna say Kyle, without any roles, this guy's a worm, this guy's an informant, there is war in the city. This guy is, if he's even in this place, he is in the basement 12 layers deep. He would not open this door for God. Like, if you want to get in and talk to him, you're probably gonna have to basically invade his home.
Okay.
So you don't get to tell me twice.
Like, all right. What else is new?
Pulls you down.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. Are we gonna do this in like a sneaky way, or are we kicking the door down?
Do you want me to?
You two discuss it amongst yourselves, and then while they're like just arguing over who gets to break the door down, I'm gonna just pick the lock.
I'm dead.
Because like Kubo just looks at Savage and he's just exhausted. He's just like.
I was like, how strong does this door look? Is it thick?
Definitely roll a sleight of hand to do that. This will be a pretty hard check just because this guy's paranoid. But Savage is like, well, I could. It's a big, thick door.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, there's a door opens.
Good talk, guys.
I'm just there like, what? Like, what do you mean?
Door clicks open, it swings open. You see that there are pretty clear signs that this guy went into his panic room, wherever that is. There's not a lot of food out in the area. There's papers kind of strewn all over the place.
If I roll insight, is there anything worth grabbing?
You see a series of maps. You see, and a lot of these are actually detailing like the tunnels that you guys use to escape. And so
Grabs. It's grabs.
Yes.
B, you're in here now. Do you have pocket space?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you mind carrying these for the team?
I always have a backpack ready. Just start stuffing papers into the backpack.
Wants her to feel like she's a part of the group.
Savage kind of just looks around and goes, well, I guess they have them everywhere. These little informant types. Great.
They're part of the business. And then I don't know. Do you want me to roll like maybe? Can I do like an insight check to just kind of guess where I would hide my panic room if this was like my place or something, or history or just knowledge, or I don't know.
For sure.
Have a moment of.
I'm gonna have 2 of my snakes just go out and search.
What do you want me to roll?
You can
roll an insight and then an investigation if you're like getting ready.
16 for insight, 16 for investigation.
It's balanced. I think what you get, like with the insight check, is this guy would know people would assume the basement, but that doesn't mean he still wouldn't put it in the basement. And also, what you get with that insight is normally you'd be more concerned about like booby traps. Nobody was after Gorm. This is just war. And so he's not like looking to punish people that come into his house to try and kill him. He's just hiding. So you don't really have to worry about traps being sprung unless you like get into his safe room. And then with the investigation, I think with a 16 investigation, you can tell that there is space for a secret room actually upstairs as well as downstairs. You can tell that like he could have picked either direction. I think unless you were to somehow communicate to him that you meant no harm and him trust you, there's a pretty long shot. He's probably not going to give up his location.
All right, Fred, Daphne, you go that way. You.
I'm
Say less.
Okay. Very Fred. Keep doing what you're doing. So I think Savage is going to roll some investigation checks here. You can roll some as well. See if you find anything.
I was like, do I get
So wait, am I Scooby or is my snake Scooby?
I kind of figured you were Shaggy and your snake was Scooby.
I was thinking I'm Scooby, my snakes are Shaggy because they're more better.
I only have I should just
So what's the roll? This highest roll we got there? I think actually Savage got a pretty high roll there.
I love that.
There's not a lot of information. I think at one point you kind of Savage comes back up to you, Kyle, after you've been searching for a while. He's like, what do we want to gain from this person? Does he have knowledge? Does he have like
He's connected. He might have a decent way out of the city once we're done, but he's a worm. He probably wants out himself. We can use him to maybe get some information on entrances to Vespa and Serenity. I don't know. He's well connected, and might as well find him, see what he knows, what information he has, etc. I don't.
Leo, can your snake like find people?
Yeah, I think you've been searching long enough that Leo, you could have joined them by now.
Oh yeah, I was having two like split off, so like one goes off by themselves and another one goes off by themselves.
Okay. With the snake, roll me some investigations with the snake. Just one for each of them. I think that Savage as that he says, well, what I know about these two people, Serenity, I don't think Serenity is going to run. Serenity likes her compound. She likes where she lives. I don't think she's going to make a big deal about being the ruler for a while until she's sure her nation's going to exist after this is done. But I don't think she's going to leave her house. I would be surprised if Vespa was even still in the mountain. I think Vespa is fully fleeing, potentially like out of the country. But that's my guess. I don't know. That's just me guessing off their natures. What I've known from them.
Does Serenity like a certain kind of tea or something that could be poison or?
She wouldn't stop shutting up about the seal. When she
physically actually said, oh!
I forgot all about the seal.
Whoa!
I know that seal.
I know that seal.
I got a 12 and a 2.
I think honestly, the snakes come back with nothing. I think everybody just kind of starts getting frustrated. And honestly, Kyle, this guy is good. This guy's good. This guy's a worm.
Well, then he has to come out sometime. Let's just set up camp here.
Yeah, what if he has food and a bed?
Yeah, see, there you go.
Jim King Kubo trying to like yell at him to get him.
Yes, yeah, Kubo, we're all persuasion on this.
How good this is.
Yeah.
mean, that's only a 15, but yeah, Kubo's just like, please, God, feel in danger. I don't want to know what she's done to it.
Unfortunately, yeah, you don't hear anything on that one.
This guy hates it.
Should we
I
just
know,
blow up
I
the
know they
building?
don't look like much, but I brought the wealthy backers I mentioned before. Business is going to get pretty rough around here, but we have the ability to get you set up in Sheen City, if you're willing.
Roll persuasion. I'm gonna say flat for now still.
17.
It's pretty good. It's better than I did.
You still don't hear anything. I think just based on insight, this guy can probably hear you and knows that you're here.
There's no point in having a panic room if you don't know when it's safe to come back out.
Right.
Show
But
yourself.
he has given no indication of coming out yet. I'm gonna say you guys can put up camp here. You guys can stay here for a bit, and you guys can choose to either keep trying to find the stress room, or you can investigate his information library. You guys can like just start reading through and trying to see if you know other details.
Yeah, I mean, we'll make sure everybody's inside, and then I'm gonna relock the door with the original lock, so that make it look undisturbed, so nobody comes to mess with it. And yeah, I just start looking through papers.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me an investigation again here. Oh, cute. This low roll section is kind of fun, honestly.
Honestly, I'm so lucky. It's only right, I guess. But I think Kubo will be like, hey, B, do you care if I try to use your information to get him to come out?
What information do you think I have?
Just telling him that he came from a portal Professor Stomp out.
So you want me to just like talk about my life?
Yes.
Okay. She just kind of said, a long time ago, I was in this other realm that was really sad. I was tortured by a scientist person, and my mother tried to kill
Kyle
me.
literally pulls up a chair and just stares at you like this.
She goes into this extremely sordid story about this horribly depressed world that was falling into darkness, being eaten by this horrifying monster creature. And then right as she had found some place to be safe, she had been sucked into that darkness and then deposited in front of deposited in front of Fester. And that was kind of and then she spends a lot of time on the beginning portion of the story, and then only the latter portion has anything to do with the situation right now. And basically she just kind of says yeah, so he tried to get me to join him, and I could kind of tell immediately the vibes were off because of all the panic screaming.
Panic screaming.
And so I just said no, and then he couldn't really kill me because I'm buff. And so we kind of hit at the stalemate where he just studied me in the thing.
Oh, awkward. I mean, oh god, I'm sorry.
But yeah, he had a bunch of study stuff. She pulls out the side. It just kind of devolves into story time for a while.
No, wow. Do you like to drink or something? Can I get you a drink after all that?
I am actually parched. Yeah, that would be
I'll
great.
give you water, and then I'm gonna go find alcohol.
You guys
Let's raid his freaking wine cellar. Yes.
I'm the
Thank you for
booze.
sharing.
I would prefer the
We're
alcohol.
gonna drink all your booze, and if you mind, come on out.
Okay, roll one more persuasion here.
I'm just getting my glass ready.
I'm gonna roll one for B too.
Can we help me? Can we give her the help action to because we were all listening so earnestly. There was nothing else happening. Just her talking about her sad life.
I think as you say about the alcohol, you see a portion of the desk underneath, one of the cobblestones pop up, and he kind of this old man. He goes, "I'll make sure you don't drink this." He starts pulling himself out of the.
I'm dead. He was underground.
And he just walks down to the wine cellar, starts pulling out alcohol. He gets away like to the shitty stuff and starts pulling out the good stuff and hands this to you, Savage. He's like, the wealthier from Sheen City. Oh, it's good. That's good of you. He starts just handling out alcohol. He's like,
Do you have an extra? I need to give one to my depressed. Well, we're all depressed. But
we've got plenty.
Oh, good.
Um,
Gives one to me.
He says another one to you. He
Gives
kind
one
of
to whoever was.
He kind of looks
Kyle.
unhappily at you, Kyle, because it's like he knows if it was anyone else, they probably would have given up and just left him alone. He just, like, just hunkered down.
She's proud and all, but like her storytelling is amazing.
I think B got lost in the task that she kind of forgot the original purpose. So she was telling her story.
It's in a weird way, like that. It did it. I don't know.
1 second, I gotta get water here.
That's fair. We're all parched.
Yeah.
There's some wine. We have wine. Damn, I actually have nothing.
Oh god, it's so hot that we have to put like water in the fridge to drink.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, I put it in the freezer.
Next year, I am definitely gonna get what is it?
We're gonna
air
get an
conditioner,
AC.
'cause we can't do this again.
Nah, stay hydrated, guys. Save money.
Oh
Okay.
god, no.
So he pulls out alcohol. He passes it out to everybody, and kind of everybody's is just kind of chilling out here. Gorm kind of takes a second. He goes, "This is the worst I've seen it. I've lived a long time here in this little hellhole. Worst I've seen it, yes." And he pulls back, like, he's got like a little shuttered window. You can see that it's like his only vantage point back into the city. And he's like, it's nasty nobles, what they be doing.
It's only gonna get worse. I saw the troops coming in from the, I don't know, whatever direction it was. Firsthand.
He's like, that big old hole. I've heard of the big old hole.
Oh god.
Period.
Well, you mentioned getting me out, getting me to some lovely city, some lovely place far away from here. I think it might be time for me to consider it. Not that there's much left for me there. There's barely anything left for me here. He kind of looks to basically a lifetime of notes put together in this place. And he's a dwarf, he's got like an actual beard. He's an actual bearded dwarf. And he goes, I guess you all, if you can deliver on your promise, we'll get the house special. Anything you want, anything you need to know that I might know, you'll get.
Fabulous. Looks like the team.
So we suspect that Vespa is fleeing the city. What route do you think she would take?
Vespa leaving the city. Vespa leaving the city. Well, it's strange to talk so freely, but there is an exit from the stalactite. If you were to go up there, it's one of the more highbrow exits. You have to book a room there and then navigate your way to that room and escape up the mountain, and then you hike off the mountain. And it's very difficult. Only younger people do it. My guess is there. I would have to reach out to feelers to confirm anything, but that's my guess on the route she'd take because she's prettier.
Let's do that.
I have heard that Serenity is planning on moving. I don't believe she has yet. I've been trying to keep updates going through. I have a couple of people that reach out to me. And even before this all shit went down, she was preparing to leave the city. I don't know if she still is, but she was before. Again, he kind of like stops and is like, this feels strange to say. She knew her brother Fester was planning a takeover, and she didn't want to be a casualty. So before any of this went down, she was already planning on leaving the city. And it kind of looks to everybody. He's like, "You're a hit squad." He kind of realizes, like, assassins. You're going to kill these people.
I'm actually.
I don't know. Maybe. Just you never know. Things happen.
I'm a holy man. I'm so sorry.
I'm a holy man.
I think as you guys are saying that, B and Savage are just nodding, like, yeah, that's
I
what
can
we.
bless you if you want. Got some warts. I have a restoration, I think. Bless the restoration.
So he goes, yeah. So however you plan to get me out of the city, a-okay with me. I understand if it can't be negotiated for a while. As you can see, I've got a good little hidey hole down there. And now I've got a chance to get my good alcohol back down.
I mean, yeah, that's the highest priority, and definitely, you know, if you want to put out any feelers, go ahead, but don't overexpose yourself. We got to get you out, and well, I mean, if you get you get caught, we're probably not too far behind. So in our own best interest as well for that. So.
Kyle, trying to be sort of private to you. Should we ask about Lord Bashline at this carnival?
We know where he is.
Oh, I don't know actually. If you do, though, good. Okay.
He took over the like main royal palace,
the capital.
It looks around.
Yeah.
It's on God.
I think that's a pretty safe assumption to make. Gorm kind of after you say on God, he goes, okay.
It's like on who?
No, it's okay. That's not my patron. It's not. It's a different. Yep.
I really didn't ask. He kind of like goes through all of his like paperwork and everything, and he says, "Well, everything that's mine is yours. I'm gonna have to leave everything behind anyway, but at least I have a starting point for the information industry back in Sheen City." He kind of gives you a wink that does not feel good. Does not feel good.
Can I give him like a less restoration just to see if he gets better at all? If he just seems miserable.
Yeah, if you just want to do that without asking for permission.
No, I shouldn't. I really want to because I think it'd be funny, but maybe I shouldn't. I'm thinking before I speak. I do think actually once Gorm is out of earshot, he does tell Savage, he's like, I kind of wanted to like offer this restoration. He just seems like really like backed up or something, like sick. I don't know.
Savage is like, sure. I mean, you're too nice for your own good, man. I mean, he knows what he's about. He's healthy. It's fine.
Okay. Here's more wine.
Yeah, you guys all get a little day drunk here. All survive kind of the flow. Now, I think it's kind of at this point where he has okay, Gorm basically says like, well, when you came and said, you know, hey, we've got these wealthy beneficiaries, you know, from Sheen City, I did my own research, as you can imagine, I should do as an information broker. And I tried to get some loose information about Sheen City. And he kind of like points in one direction. He's like, I've got the newspaper from the past 1-2 weeks over there. So if you'd like to leaf through that, you can. I don't have anything else really besides that. I wasn't able to kind of points at Kubo and Savage here. Isolate the Cadros as your patron, but now it tracks. This is bad. That's bad that he. Well, it's not bad. He did a lot of digging very efficiently to track you back as the Cadros.
Kubo is glad he's already drunk-ish. Because I guess also he's glad that most of his family isn't in the city anymore. Okay, I want to look at the newspaper. Who else does?
Yeah.
My drinks.
You guys leaf through the newspaper. This is about from maybe about like a week old now. You know, it's made the trip over here through magical means of some kind, or you know, like there's somehow this got over here after the information is back. So there's no news of any casino tragedy that I think Kubo would naturally be looking for, because that just happened like literally yesterday. But what you do see, and that would stand out probably only to Leo, is there is news of a frankly miraculous recovery of a Saren Dorn. And this is the woman that is Leo's mother. That was a divine summoner that was severely imaged in the grand fire that happened at Sheen University.
Session 1.
Yeah. And she has been basically expected to die for a long time. She was horribly injured, horribly burned. And there is a news story about her miraculous recovery from.
So everybody else gets daddy issues, and Leo gets mommy issues.
That's so bad. I'm sorry. You saw me.
I'm
That was
dead.
like, you can heal from daddy issues, but mommy issues.
So, is she released in the
What'd you say?
hospital or?
I'll mess.
Basically, she's been what the message says is she's been kind of struggling for her life in a coma for the past like 3 months, and so like she's only just barely gotten to a point where she is consistently conscious, and she is still like fighting for her ability to walk. She's been on bed rest for 3 months, so there's like PT involved. Like there are pictures of her going through like a recovery with lots of like skin grafts and everything.
Holy shit.
Like it is extremely severe, but it looks like she has survived. And there's a lot of things that we get from this information. One, that she survived, and it's actually a news story that they are promoting, meaning that like normally like a Fed or like an FBI group would like, if they wanted someone to die, then they were already super injured and like make it go under the rug, they would just be dead. And so there is a reason why the feds are continuing to keep her alive and or not interfering with her recovery. There's just a lot of things that this tells us about her role in all this stuff.
Leo, that's your mom? Wait, do we know it's your mom? Maybe he has.
Yeah, I think everyone. I think she was mentioned a while back with my dad, but yeah. Either way, yes. Yes.
Yeah, it would have been mentioned during Peregrine's.
Yeah, I feel like
when he gave all that info dump out, like maybe second or third session, right before we got ambushed by the snipers in the compound in the garden or whatever.
And in that case, Kubo goes, I've obviously.
Honestly, I'm kind of scared to go through the videos because I may have said at one point that there was a news story that she had died. And so, did I do that?
Well, maybe that just adds to it. Like, what?
Yeah,
I thought she died.
Retcon. Fake news. It was just fake news, guys. Come on. Fake news.
Like, we need to check the polls. What do you guys think? Like, is it safe to go visit, or
go visit what?
Should I go visit her?
Well, like, I just want to
go back all the way back to Sheen City.
We're like what, 3 hours? How far are we?
We're
a month by boat.
Oh,
we're in Europe. This was like New York or Miami. I think was more like when we decided.
Warmer than.
Yeah.
I thought she was here.
To Miami.
Can I astral project?
You got magic.
Are you level 17?
No. If I was 18, I could have 5 snakes. I don't think we could get to 18, but well, I mean, that's dope. There's nothing I could do about that, but that's dope. But that's great. I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to get excited by.
Maybe, well,
like, I'm happy she's alive, but she's also effed up in the face.
No, buddy, when we get back, after everything, I've just been a good friend. I'm happy to help you guys help. So, both of you two. We're gonna survive this. We're gonna get back. You know what I mean?
I can literally make robotic limbs and just slap them on.
Yeah, robotic. No.
If you want me to make some automail, I literally can do that.
No, it's okay. I have true polymorph.
Or just help raise the money for surgery.
No, you don't. You don't have true polymorph.
Costs.
I meant like that will be an option later on. I'll have true polymorph.
When you're level 17.
Yeah, I'll have true polymorph. She will be alive.
Polymorphs her into a pickle.
I'll turn into a pickle and preserve her in a jar if I need be.
We get back, we're like, this is so sweet. No comment.
I guess I'll have like a morning drink if we're listening to the news this early, because that was info. I guess I have an Irish coffee. I guess you could put it like that. And yeah,
We have this adorable little
90 proof blend.
It has this adorable like inversion percolator that like pulls the liquid up and around and all that stuff. Let me see.
Why is it so hot? Let's just find AC.
Oh, the session I had immediately after this had to cancel. So good news. I have the rest of my night free. Woo, cool. Okay. Anyway, I'm not DMing that one anyway. But we are at about an hour and a half. I would like to
I
give
would love
people
to take a quick break.
yeah, 5-10
I'm
minute break.
still
That'll give me some
oh
time.
my god, I can have dinner.
Roll this information. So 5-10 minute break. I'm just gonna pause the recording and go from there.
We just don't know what to do.
From our break, I am refreshed. I can't speak for everyone else, but I refreshed. And we are back into this kind of cozy little spot here. The war outside has been progressing as it does, and from your angle, you can't really get a bead on what's happening at the war front, or you're kind of in a totally separate part of the city. And so you do know that more and more people are, crowding the streets over here because there's at least no activity. And there's some looting happening, but not a lot, simply because
Hell yeah, baby.
there seems to be some.
Just living is probably a kind of decent high priority. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, what the vibe you get just from the street, is very much just kind of like, we don't know to what extent the law doesn't exist right now. We don't know if it's martial law right now or if it's it needs to go into a window. Gotta find one.
What if it doesn't?
If it doesn't, I would love to.
Oh, please God.
But you gotta make sure the VCU is high enough. It's gotta be about 9,000, 10,000. She found an air conditioner she liked. Sorry. But the I lost my train of thought a little bit.
Something about yes.
The amount of looting, the state of the streets.
Yeah, basically, people don't know if they loot this place, if they will get hung for it later, or if we are lawlessness to a point where it won't matter. That's kind of where things are at right now. Like, some people are looting, some people aren't, because they think that there still might be a semblance of a country after whatever's happening is happening. Neither of them are necessarily wrong or right yet.
Okay.
Well, looting is still probably wrong, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I get your point.
For you, it is.
Well, for Kyle, it's not.
It really isn't.
And honestly, it kind of spoils a war. Like,
Here's the problem. We were talking about weights for spells. I find it hard to believe. Kubo and B is tall and she's very buff. Kubo is pretty buff, even though we've been here for like a month or so. I don't know how much he weighs up. I don't think we'd like pass 500, but there's 5 of us, and I know that. Well, I think we would, because I don't.
Right. We would pass 500 pretty much no matter what we did. But if he has like fly, for example, and he can take the entire one of the heaviest people entirely out of the equation, can we get under 500 with what's left?
I would say it's Kubo, because Kubo, don't you have your sword, your armor?
But yeah, honestly, with that and the armor, I mean, if you're wearing plate and Kyle, I mean, or
yeah, like I carry a book, like, and I wear robes. So
I guess I can fly.
I wear a cool coat. Damn it!
I feel like Savage also is beefy. I don't know though.
Probably big, but is he wearing like plate though?
Savage is a monk. Savage is not wearing plate.
Okay, so then yeah, I mean, in that case,
I have no idea. Okay.
Like, honestly, if he's a monk, then he can just climb. We don't need to even worry about that at all.
Savage kind of gives a weak thumbs up at the idea of just scaling a mountain. Scaling.
If I fly, can I like grab someone by their hands?
I don't even think that
so.
You can travel one person with you, right?
Well, It's not by person. It would be by weight. You can't fly if you have a heavy load or whatever. So it would have to be something that's like, is your strength score 20?
I'm sorry, my strength is
17.
17. But I have a plus.
So it would have to be someone that weighed under 165 pounds, I think.
Well, B has a strength of 18.
B is a little stronger.
He could fly and carry me or Savage, and then the other person could fly.
I will say that B could definitely carry Savage without it being a heavy load. If Savage was on B's back, it wouldn't be too much. So you guys are
Yeah, so that would leave the three of us to be under 500, and I think we probably could. I mean, Kubo's what? Like he's 6'2" and pretty muscular, right?
Yeah, but he's not like he's like. No, I don't know. Yeah, he's he's muscly, but he'll be okay. I don't know. If we have to, he can try to climb because he has a +7 to athletics. I say if I'm wrong, I don't know. Does Gorm do magic? Does he have another fly spell?
As you mentioned,
I don't think he's coming with us for this part.
Gorm very much does not have magic. But you can kind of see Gorm like rubbing his chin. And he goes like, so if you guys want to kill Vespa and Serenity, great. So proud of you. I think you can definitely do it. The thing is, you gotta intercept Vespa if you want to kill her first.
I know, that's why we need to get going. Yeah.
Could we try to snipe her maybe? When we pass by, get you set up real nice and pretty, Kyle?
That'd be hard.
I guess what's the route up to the top like? If there's not a clear shot, there's not a clear shot. I mean, distance I don't think would be a problem, but I mean, an elf with a sniper rifle, like yeah, all right.
Gorm kind of thinks about that. He goes, the strange thing about Vespa is, yes, she is the youngest, but she has the most combat experience.
Oh God.
But I mean specifically martial combat experience. It might not be a one-shot kill, because she's definitely sturdier than her siblings in terms of martial prowess. But
might be like boom boom.
Might be like boom boom. Gorm says.
Well, that's why this thing has 6 shots, and then I fire it 7 times in a row, real quick, just to make a point. Because it has the arcane repeating weapon thing on it, and I don't actually need to reload.
We have ideas, so.
As you shoot off, you hear like panic coming out from the streets. People start running away from the building.
Scuttering in the walls.
And Gorm is like, what? He's not happy you just shot off a gun in this place. But he's also like, you're getting me out.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah. It's cool.
Wait the smoke out.
Gorm just kind of like, I wish I could get you guys more information, but I don't have magic like you guys. Most of my information networks have broken down because of war, so I can't really confirm or deny.
So when they exit, is there any kind of like ladder, or is it just like straight up scaling up the side? Hammer in a pipe and climb up some ropes. Like, is it full on like mountain climbing basically to get out, or I mean?
So getting into the stalactite is just a matter of communication. You can just persuade your way into that, assuming you can get in there during wartime or sneaking in. That's basically like sneaking into. Do we want to make it
fall onto the castle?
I don't think we have anywhere near that. I mean, the way it was described, I don't think we have enough explosive for that.
But
I guess how big is it?
Getting into the stalactite is, if you're going to just take normal routes, it's basically like sneaking into a high-end hotel. If they get to the exit and they get out of the mountain, then we're talking climbing petards and like navigating down a mountain.
What do you think of, how many explosives do you have?
I am down to 20 grenades.
Can we use that, and I could do like a 6-level fireball?
Oh, yeah.
To what? Destroy the entire stalactite?
to at least drop the tower onto. No.
I mean, a
I-
6-level fireball is a pretty big deal. I don't know if it would take down a
That's
stalactite.
still stone.
Well, with the
man.
20
Like,
grenades.
this is enough stone that it can be built into a building that goes to the top of a mountain. We're talking millions of tons of stone here.
But if you
I
get the right
don't think
angles, the right structure points.
No, just like a piece.
Yeah,
of
I think
it.
Savage is kind of agreeing with the same thing. There's got to be a point where the stalactite is not supported by as much. We're just talking about the tip, the little nip, the little.
Even if we don't.
But even if we do, that's still millions of tons of solid stone still holding itself up. It's not like the stalactite needs to touch the ground
Right.
to
but
form a.
we can while we're going after Vespa, if we do that, it's a good diversion to make them think we're gonna go after whoever the fuck is in the capital.
B is like, so we're terrorists. We're actually like we're.
Oh yeah, no, we crossed that bridge a long time ago.
Sure, just
Well,
making
if it
sure.
makes you feel better, at least it'll just depend on the history books.
Damn. I mean, that is not wrong.
I have lived through too much shit for that.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, it's all water.
I don't know if there was a Civil War analog, but he would have been alive at that time. So
Oh my god, you're right. I forgot about how old you were.
I'm gonna say no. I'm just gonna no.
just to make it easier, yeah, just no, it's not.
Yeah,
Not touch that with it. Just
They're
20-foot
being-
pole.
There being a Remalin Civil War.
Let's just leave it up to
yeah.
interpretation. I don't
Yeah,
want to go there.
There was a Civil War, but it was actually about state rights.
Yeah. We don't fuck with.
That really killed you there. Oh God.
Well, team.
Okay, so
Fuck.
Refocusing.
that really got you. That was funny. So yeah, I think Gorm kind of recognized like whatever you guys do, I'm way away from that part of the city, so you aren't gonna hurt me.
Well, and to be fair, I doubt that a lot of civilians still live around there because all of the bodies are on pikes and all of the shit that's been happening right there, right? Like that's where all of the monster warforges are coming out of. If anything, it might give us a little bit of space between us and the warforges. I could be wrong.
He just wants me to use up all my grenades.
I
Honestly.
Well, let me see what we got.
I think
mean-
Savage kind of looks to you, Kubo, and is like, he got harder. He grew up a little bit. I think there's gonna be like,
I'm sure. I just like to imagine that B is just like,
B is very much like,
What did I sign on for? What the fuck?
the only thing I could think of doing is to dispel magic if there was some sort of magical effect keeping that part of the mountain in place. Everything else I have is
I love-
more for it to survive.
I love Kubo just really wants a stalactite to fall.
I think it could do good things for us. I could
No.
also be wrong.
Wait, is the stalactite?
I mean, it could, but I mean, also we're
Hmm.
we'd be kill. We're gonna if we actually do that, we're gonna kill a lot of people. I
should
mean,
say the dispel magic too for like Vespa and or her.
there's like I mean, like you said, it's like a hotel inside. Like there's a lot of people in there that aren't
They're rich
necessarily.
people.
I mean, that is true. Rich, eat the
They're
rich.
like nobles. I just suddenly became very aware that there's like the NRA or somebody possibly watching. Okay, it's fine. I'm just saying, maybe we could also help the rebels who are breaking in. Okay, they're extremists.
Well, I think we've reached the extent of what we can really do from here. Let's go check it out and see if there is actually a weak point of some kind that we might be able to do something. Let's go scout it.
Love it.
We're burning daylight that we don't have at all because we're underground.
At all.
Gorm is like, all right, well, you guys lock up on the way out. I'm gonna get back into my little bunker. And as much knowledge as I get, I'm gonna really try and figure out your target's location and information.
Yeah, okay, here, this'll keep you busy when you're down in there. And I'm gonna hand him a little cube, and it's got like a, the thing with like the maze and the little ball. It's just one of those little games to keep him busy.
He takes it like, I will use this. I will. He kind of retreats back into his little thing. It's like this little fold-in thing that does not seem large enough for him to get in. But yeah, the one flagstone that his desk was under, it kind of comes back up and he shimmies back down. And you guys are left alone back in Gorm's spot. All the snakes return to you, assuming they hadn't already still been exploring Leo, and you guys are all set to depart.
I'm gonna milk the snake as we go. Wait, Leo snake. Wait, no, Leo snakes.
I think.
Yeah. We could save the recording. You're caught on camera, 4K forever.
Savage, I'd like to mention this gonna go through.
Well, it's canon.
Oh
Anyways,
God.
I have 3 snakes, so
Yeah,
we could all take turns. Oh,
what does the poison do, or what's the strength of the poison, or what have you?
It's 44 poison damage. Well, acid damage.
Love it for them. I don't.
Cool.
I mean, I do. Wait, they're on our side.
As you grab this thing and do
For
this,
now.
This thing is perfectly tame because of Leo. But I mean, you're dealing with an animal as you do it. This thing would happily kill you. Happily kill
Or eat you.
anybody, anything, like, just as you're touching it, it's just, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like, no, stay.
No,
Just let it happen. It's okay.
And I'm gonna stick the poison in 3 hollow tip rounds.
Nice. 3 hollow rounds. Got it.
That's probably
Hey,
big
Professor, it's a good-
damage.
Mwah, there you go.
So you guys make your way back through the city. There are
Make
a
our way.
lot of refugees as well in this quieter part of the city. As you start to make back into the main area of the city, you can start to see the swath of damage that has happened because of the Warforged. And again, piles of corpses. And you start to get to where you can see the war front as well as you can see the petards with bodies on them.
As I walk past the Sioux Voucher line, I'm like, last one standing, bitches.
No! No! I think Kubo, if we had water, because he's been trying desperately to sober up. I like to imagine Savage be like, yeah, just drink it, bro, you're fine. Kind of the moment he's like,
There's a general sensation of Heaven wasn't a fan of that one, but
thing that pops up in his mind that's like, what is it like those games where it's like this
oh
action
yeah,
is-
this action will have consequences. So you guys easily pull your hoods over. It's chaos. I'm going to make you roll stealth checks. The only times in which you have to avoid anything is when you see a Warforged anywhere nearby. And the good news is all of them seem to be en route for the main conflict of these people that have entered the city. They're no longer just killing civilians.
Well, that's a step in the right direction, I guess.
So you're able to make it all the way up to this hotel, and you kind of hit this point where you got a couple points of egress, and there's basically there are a series of elevators that go up into the stalactite, and it's a very large feature of the city, and so there's a ton of different ones, but they are technically points of in and out, and so there are pricier ones and more established ones. There's a central one, and there's kind of all of these rope bridges that go down. You see that a couple of them have been destroyed, seems to have been cut from the top of the stalactite after the conflict has started, but there are still about 3 or 4. And so those elevators are kind of the primary way up into the stalactite. But as you're approaching and you kind of process this information, yeah, you could probably find some way that it would be so long, but you could find a way to get up like climb up the cave wall, and not even like climb it, scale it, but like walk upstairs. But it would be like a day-long hike basically.
Oof.
And you'd be sneaking through like tunnels and places where people don't live, and it'd be like a lot of time.
So I was thinking, if we do like a combination fly levitate, we could basically just zip right up the side, basically, if we can.
Yes.
What I mean.
Hello. I don't know. I'm sorry. I was glancing at
If you pull it up on the computer.
I'm kind of down for whatever. If we have to, if I need to like climb or something, I can. Like I've said, I just want us to survive this.
Honestly, I'm not going to punish you for doing it one way or another. Just let me know what your plan is, and I'll let you know what happens as you do it.
I mean, does there look to be some sort of weak point that could be blown up? I mean, where it looks like it narrows, or it looks like maybe there's a lot of windows, like they maybe carved out a large section in a certain area that might be more vulnerable.
It is a very natural, like kind of perfectly conical, just very long stalactite. And the scale is hard to tell because it's so far away, but there are definitely, you would not have to sever this thing off at the base. Like you could pick a point along the way down, and the lower you get, the easier it is, but also the less damage you do. And so it's kind of this like trade-off of, I've got 20 grenades. Is that a floor? Is that 3 floors? But as you can see, this thing has been very carefully designed in the sense of like all the way down to the tip, there are windows. There are viewing platforms that are carved out of the stone. Like this thing is a Swiss cheese that's reinforced with other stuff.
Swiss cheese.
And so you might be able to place explosives higher up than you normally would if this was just a stone thing, and still expect it to crumble and fall down. But it is, I mean, it's a question for like a structural engineer. You know what I mean? Like this is, it's a complicated bit of math.
So we need boom booms.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not positive I know where we can pull that off at, and it's I don't necessarily want to use all the grenades unless we know for a fact it's going to work. That's my thought on that one anyway.
As you guys are talking here, again, a couple corpses lining the street. You can see that there is 3 remaining elevators that have not been cut. One of them is currently going up, and you can see some people inside of it. There's another one going down, and you can see some people inside of it. And one of them is currently inactive. It looks like there are basically, spotlight isn't the right word, but you can tell that there is security of some sort looking down from the stalactite at these elevators. This is very swanky. You can tell that this place, like the main elevator that isn't been cut, looks like it's actually not made out of rope and everything. It is made out of like this like genteel stone carved workings, and seems to be like have been constructed in the design of the hotel. Yeah, you can see
it's like this could have been nice digs if it wasn't in a totalitarian country sort of.
Yeah, this is a creme de la creme spot. This is, you know, if you live on the thing, the stalactite, you have a destination home.
Would the venom
Even
burn away the stalactite?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
So even okay, so even if I was gonna try and like blow charges, in order to get something like this big to do it, what I'd have to do is I'd have to drill holes and stick the grenades in all around the side. It would take forever. I think we're probably better off just rushing for Vespa before she gets out.
Wait, let's just
what kind of
put
time
it
limited on that?
Wait, how is the stalactite like based on the ceiling? Like, is it a bottle
stalactite.
width based on this on the ceiling, or is it like a
Like-
needle point connected to the ceiling? Like how is it?
Stalactites are the ones that come down.
Right.
So it's like
So,
okay, so it's like
Thick
straight.
base down.
Okay, so it's not like a bottle cap type thing on top. Okay. Because I was thinking of like I could make a opening at the very top and we could just put all the grenades there and it'll just unhinge it from the ceiling. And it'll just
If you put all your grenades in like the tip, I'm sure it would blow the tip off. But and I don't know.
Yeah, going up that far, I don't think.
I don't know.
Especially the very, very roots like that.
I'm okay to go move on and do our best to deal with Vespa. If we would like to. Yep.
Yeah, we have to figure.
Yeah,
We can't do it.
I think that's the time.
Yeah,
thing.
we have to
honestly
change it.
we could do that after to try and
Yeah.
like soften up the defenses.
Maybe
for-
when she dies, she has like a bunch of stuff with her. I don't know.
and she's Marshall. Yeah, maybe she has a stockpile of munitions with her.
She's ready for us with like a grenade launcher.
So we're not gonna do the bombing situation.
I don't not right now. No.
Yeah, we don't have any power like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a really good conversation. I think we've hit this point where normally, and probably what the team is in a habit of, in a good habit, is you could do a lot of research, find the cinch point, decide this is how we're going to kill Vespa at this spot for these reasons. We're in a war zone. A lot
And
of that
Vespa's leaving.
Yeah, and so do you guys have like a good authority that she's going to try and flee through here? There's really no way to either get that information or make a move here without putting yourself in a dangerous position.
Right.
This is kind of like you've got to risk something to get something here in terms of being exposed.
We don't have a dragon, and we don't have. Yeah.
We don't have a dragon.
Also, so as we're getting closer, I've decided so long as I can take another long rest after this, knocking on some wood, we're gonna do great. We're gonna have fun. I'm gonna do another, I think, beacon of hope because, not just because it also lets you just for anything like if she tries to curse you, have wisdom saving throw advantage on death saving throws, and whenever you heal, you regain maximum hit points. Was it on? Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, but how long? I mean,
How long?
don't use it yet. It doesn't
No,
last.
it's like
It's like a minute. Or
10 minutes? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Sorry,
So
honey.
like in the middle of the fight, I guess.
Yeah, once we get closer.
Yeah, well, yeah, no worries. I just wanted to say that because if not Beacon of Hope, I had something else I could try.
I love that Beacon of Hope has become assassination time. Like that's really
Listen, that's hopeful for us.
Yeah.
Well, it's the freeing of the masses by striking down the tyrant. Six Emperor Tyrannus.
I love
The
it.
Beacon of
No
Hope.
complaints here. I think
Or-
it's great.
We could
We
try
are
to
the
do
Beacon of
sort of what they're doing, and I could give Sanctuary on someone in our team, but that's also exhausting. We'll stick with Beacon of Hope.
Yeah.
Thanks, team.
Okay. So I think Savage goes, I say first move, my vote, we go up to that elevator and we see if Vespa has a reservation. We see if there's use the information we get from here and see if we can't get that information and then use that to decide, are we meeting her here? Are we hunting her down at her compound? Are we?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Let's go get the first of all, I mean, let's Anderson disguises. And I turn grinning at Leo.
Do we want to risk it, or will they try to kill Anderson? Christine.
Well, I mean, admittedly, that one has been, outed there, but like, with the chaos, it's more we just need an identity, and we have like.
No, I'm not hating. I just
consistent-
was like, will they try to kill us? Either way, I guess they will though.
I think
Right.
Warzone is giving you a lot of disadvantages. It's also giving you a handful of advantages, and I think that's a good observation.
I'm down. Let's go, team. I'm ready.
Savage puts on his garb. I mean, I'm sure it's all magically applied and everything. You guys find a quiet spot. You guys get all this work done.
Make Leo look like a.
Oh, I guess it's been long enough. I'm gonna reapply the things from Ariana.
Wait, no.
I look like a
human.
I'm like,
Ooh,
yo,
bad.
Savage puts on his head garb again that hides his face. He got that back from Reginald before.
Yeah, bro, you can leave it out. You cannot
Make myself all old again.
And you all walk up to the the
Oh damn, B.
first floor of this thing.
We'll give her surveillance.
Yeah, I think B is like guard thing. It looks way small on her. She just
She's helping.
yeah, she's
She's just having to be
a meat log. You guys all get up to this elevator area. You guys come up, and where normally this would be like a palatial, beautiful space, there's like blood splatters and damage on the like outside of this hotel area. There are people like cleaning the bodies out of the square from nearby where this is, and where normally it would be like this open thing where you'd come up to reception at the elevator entrance up. There is a metal grate that has been descended and like is cutting the space up so you guys can't like reach over and punch the person. As you walk up, the guy at the reception hall does have a shiner black eye, messing up his like makeup and face and everything. And as he sees you walk up, he goes, "Do you have a reservation, sir?" And he kind of looks to first Kyle and then to Leo, kind of recognizing the power structure here.
No,
Lord-
but I don't think
Lord
it would matter.
Anderson does not require a reservation.
Exactly.
He kind of looks at the bars like, well, I should keep these up more often. I'm so sorry, sir, but especially given our current climate.
Especially given the current climate, one of my lordship's stature cannot be allowed to muck about with this whole nonsense.
I'm going to say either of you can roll a persuasion with advantage because one is getting the help action. I'm not going to say you guys can. I'm going to say it's going to be one roll.
Persuasion should be me.
He should probably be me.
What do you mean? What do you have for persuasion?
+7 and luck points.
Oh my god, I have a +8, but fine.
But luck points.
Some delicious
Sip my coffee.
Okay. As you say this, you can tell this guy is like trying to
23.
23. Okay. You can tell this guy is trying to like save face and not like upset you guys because it's very clear that you're nobles. And he kind of stops and goes, sometimes the reservations are put in under the noble's name that has established the reservation. Would it be possible someone else established the reservation for you and we got the name wrong?
Yes, I believe Vespa Farah would have done it herself.
I'm gonna say with that 23, she goes, "Oh, I see," and kind of looks to all of you. And he looks through stuff here.
Tries to not look so tired. I'm tough.
He kind of looks down and goes,
Do my cross impression of Michael Caine and a praying mantis.
He kind of looks up at you and goes, "I am so sorry. There must have been a miscommunication. Your reservation is actually for this weekend. It's 2 days from now. I'm so sorry. You could do an early check-in, but of course there's an exorbitant fee. People don't usually prefer."
We are unconcerned with such things.
Yes, of course. Well then, we will record this reservation as fulfilled and let you go up to your rooms.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Be grateful I do not know your name. I don't know. Swoop into the elevator or whatever.
Yeah, you hear a gulp. You walk into the elevator. There is a bellhop there who has like 2 guards with spears, long spears. They are very large and beefy. B is still taller than both of them. You guys get into the elevator that has just made its return trip from up on the stalactite. And this is very successful. You guys have gotten the information. Problem with this, you are already made in terms of taking Vespa's reservation before she got here. So she gets down here in 2 days. If you guys stay up there for 2 days, she'll know someone has already taken a reservation without notifying her.
We're not gonna stay there for very long.
She'll know that it's the Andersons.
Right. I think actually our best option at this point is set up an ambush outside of the mountain itself. Like just right outside of the way we get out. We take our route up there, leave, and then just wait for her to come out.
Do you want me to prep my snakes there? So they're just
I mean,
ready to
well, I mean,
pounce?
we still got to travel all the way through the hotel and whatnot. But I mean, yeah, I think that's the best way to set it up. Does anybody disagree?
I think this is definitely everyone communicating, this is kind of like communicating through eye looks, like kind of like, okay, improvising, we're doing this. You get into the thing. I'm going to roll some insight checks just on the staff as well as.
Can we just say that we gave B something to cover her face so that she doesn't immediately go like.
You see a lot of people glancing at you, trying to get a beat on you. They see the sigil that is again the owl catching a mouse, I believe.
Yep.
And normally they would be much more questioning, and you see that a lot of them are like, oh gosh, at first there's a war going on. Some of their families might not be okay back home. These are, at the end of the days, employees. The elevator starts to go up. And it seems like they do not use magic in most of the mountain outside of where the pharaohs are. And so this is a mechanically operated elevator. And they slowly pull you up. You get to see a clearer view of the city as you guys go up.
Crappy elevator music, and we're all just like.
You hear this like charming elevator music as again explosions going off.
I pull out a little cube that starts adding a rumbling bass line to the elevator music.
You guys make it up. I'm gonna say you all can see outside the window. You see that this hole that has been general information that you can interpret as you will. The hole that has been blown in the side of the mountain has not been sealed up or secured. You can tell that immediately. If it is secured, it's secured by the enemy forces.
Can I make a perception?
Yeah. If you would like to use your,
insight?
things kind of makes it insert.
I'm trying to figure out. Kubo had a thought just now, which is, what if she's at the whole Vespa? You know what I mean? Because she has the most martial training. I don't know if it's insight or not.
That's just 11.
He gets the idea to talk about it later with everyone.
This is kind of an interesting. I kind of like how this story is going because it's so like, frankly, slow and kind of like all these crazy war things happening while we're like, how do we get close to them? What do we do? So with that 11 insight, yeah, she has martial training. She might be on the front lines, like killing extremists, like using her skills there. She's still a noble, and her father and brother that she was prepared to kill or flee from if he tried to seize power, just died. There's a lot of transitional stuff happening. Frankly, there's no godly way to know what their plan is unless you were like spying on them, and that's what that insight gives you, is like, it's all up in the air. Any preconception that we have had is being shaken by these kind of novel events.
Okay.
You got perception with a 10? So with the 10, you kind of get that same information. You can tell that there is no definitive winner. There are heavy losses on both sides of these forces that have attacked, as well as you can see several destroyed Warforged. You can see several Warforged that have been fully destroyed, broken apart.
That's good.
So they are
Fuck those things.
yeah, like the sight that would be unheard of before. And so you're only able to confirm that the battle is still raging. There's no clear winner, and that's kind of all you get with that 10. You guys pull up into the elevator.
I just got an idea.
You see the butler. There's kind of a butler, like a hostess there. She's a curt woman with like a tight-fitting suit. It's very, very appropriate, and got a brooch on her neck with a severe face, a large mole on her nose. She goes, "Yes, welcome to the hotel, Staggy. Welcome, welcome. Please, if you have any
Shaggy.
bags here, please give them to me, and I shall help them to your room.
Lee tries to. No, it's okay. You got that.
Yeah, don't touch my book. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
But the conditions of the city have caused us to leave most of our luggage behind.
Oh,
But I thank you for your offered assistance.
yes, I understand. Wonderful. Well, Monsieur Anderson, as well as your associated party, grateful to have your stay here supported. You can handle the issue of your forward payment over here with the desk here. Please do so at your leisure.
Thanks. I don't say that actually. Someone else says it. Who's a noble?
I'm a major domo, but yeah, of course. And then we go over to the desk.
This place is swanky. You guys go over to the next desk. There is no grate over this one. And there is a sullen man, and he just goes, all right, so 2-day early check-in. It looks like that will be 2 platinum, sir.
Yes.
Do we actually have it, or do I just forge it? I don't think I have a coin. I don't know what we have for money. We still haven't ever decided that. I'm gonna write a check, basically, using the forged noble seal.
Go in the room and what?
Could we go to the room and then pay? Wink, forge money. Point.
No, I have the stuff still because I would have made the wax seal to like do the stamp for when we first came in. So I have all the stuff. I can just forge the name right now. It's not like I need to match a handwriting. I'm literally just making it up. So
I just don't have any platinum.
Yeah, do a sleight of hand advantage. I will also say that this is such a ludicrous amount of money. This is basically a wealth tax. You know what I mean? Like you pay this to show off. It is stupid amounts of money. This is stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It makes me mad, and it's fake.
I wanted to say I don't want to jump.
It's absurd.
He takes away a puppy.
27.
Yeah, you draft up. You had like prepared little like banknotes basically, and you write the amount they requested. He just kind of raises his eyebrows and looks at you doing it. Frankly, he's never seen anyone actually pay the 2-day premium. He goes, yes, of course, thank you. He looks at it. You know, he does like a verification thing, like like he's like stamping it to make sure the paper is like legit. Torellan banknote, and it is, and so he's like, okay, cool, whatever.
We're bitches.
And then once they actually go to redeem that at the bank, they're like, this country does not exist. Like,
Wait a minute.
Well, they won't go to the bank. It's the bank's on
fire. This is as a super swanky resort. This is of course all inclusive, right?
What do you mean by all inclusive?
Well, I mean, like I can clearly just walk up to the bar and go grab drinks as we begin our climb.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I mean, they are a little understaffed right now, but
I wonder why.
Yeah, it is a cozy, swanky spot. I'd definitely say this is a pretty safe place to pick to do a long rest in.
So we have to wait 2 days. Like, what is Serenity?
You can do whatever you want. I'm not. This is kind of what's frustrating and weird about this period of the thing is some of the drama is we don't know what they're doing.
We don't know.
I'm gonna try to pull some bullshit. Okay.
But you guys go get a drink. You guys walk your way to your rooms. Again, some of the nicest, best in the area.
Get food? Yes, good.
Yeah. Or order the hilariously overpriced room service and sack the minibar. We're not paying real money.
You guys enjoy yourselves at this little bar. I will say
$30 bag of Skittles.
The only thing that stands out as a strange thing is when you get to the room, it looks like, this is not a high occupancy hotel. Most of the time, most of the rooms are empty because it's so expensive. The the maybe bottom 20 floors of the stalactite are this hotel. And you saw in part of that elevator where it would continue up into the actual permanent residences of people that like live on the stalactites and have their manors there. When you get to the hotel, you see that there's basically like, it's funny because it is put in the language of like a swanky feature of the hotel. But what this is how to smuggle yourself out of the mountain. Like it's like this is how you get to like the place where you leave into the mountain. Make sure you have your climbing gear ready. You know what I mean? Like basically, it's the you're escaping special.
Your
like,
guide to this scenic overlook.
Yeah, like and as you're it's
romantic picnic spot.
Yeah, it's very cognitive dissonance because it's like this. It looks like it's like oh, sweet thing, but it's like the smuggling route is here, but there's no like legal authority saying it's bad because the Ogren dwarves are the ones who use them, and so yeah. Yeah, I am hitting. You guys are steering. You know, I know what the world is doing. I'm trying not to make it boring. But like part of the story is we don't know what they're doing, and so until something bumps into, I'll let you know.
Can Kubo try to like meditate with Peregrine and try to bullshit some deal or something? I just thought of this song again where it's like climbing the sorry, but like to figure out maybe like if angelically he could know something.
Oh.
Divinely? Divination? We're not a divination wizard. I'm saying like maybe Peregrine could know something.
You can definitely channel divinity and try and reach out to him.
Let's figure that out. I immediately regret it. No, just kidding.
So I'm gonna say you guys are safely in your rooms, kind of figuring out the view. I'm actually gonna roll for this. Second. The view is actually, it's not perfectly lined up so you can see the battle, but you can see a huge chunk of it. Like you can see the entrance, you can see a lot of this stuff. So you get a tactical vantage point in terms of just seeing a bunch of the city that matters to you. But behind you is where the noble, like the large, was it Parvel's compound was? And so you don't have any visual line of sight to there from your room. But you can see Fester's compound and you can see Bobbin's compound. This is basically lined up so you are looking directly at Bobbin's compound. You can barely see Vespa's compound on the far left, and then you can see the entrance of the main battle. So we'll go to channel divinity unless anyone else has anything to bring up here.
No, that's gonna take less time than my thing.
Okay. If it fails, you guys got the floor.
Okay.
So Kubo does the thing.
You go into your room. Sorry.
Nothing. Just laughing at the phrasing.
Sorry.
Savage kind of gives you some space. You know sit down on the thing. What do you do?
Before I do it, I think Kubo goes, do you have like any connection with Dad or Divine?
I mean, I do. Yeah, I can reach out to him. It's just harder.
Could you maybe help me?
Yeah, I'll see. Okay.
Okay. I picture it like instead of like a summoning circle, maybe they're like Tatsuo or something, but like I picture it like these like
sit there cross-legged and like yogis.
Yeah, they're doing like it's like more like Doctor Strange as opposed to like a ritual or something. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah, he sits with you. You try to do this channel divinity. It takes a little longer than you would expect because I mean you do this every once in a while, but it's basically like it doesn't pick up for a while. And what you hear him saying is when you reach out to Peregrine, you kind of hear the latter end of a conversation. He goes, "Thank you, Jofio, so much. You're so sweet for doing this. It'll happen in a blink of an eye, and it's so good of you to have set this all up." He's actually on the line right now.
Jofio?
Hey, Kubo, buddy.
Jofio.
Actually, Jofio's on the line with us. You want to say hi?
I'm not. Yeah. Hello. Hi.
Wait,
Oh, my bad. I heard my name. I was like, what?
Are you trying to pick up the call? You're trying to, like,
it's on my mind.
I was like, wait, what? I was so
No,
confused.
sorry. If it helps, Leo, we were channeling divinity, and
Oh, I was like, why am I in this room listening to? I was like, what happened?
I'm I'm just in my head right now.
And then just lean over. You have the walkie-talkie up, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, I'm like having a panic. I'm like, Jophia, what? Jophia who? Like,
Who is she?
Okay.
I don't know her.
my bad.
That
Okay,
was funny. That was funny.
that was
Sorry.
hilarious. I was having a panic attack.
Yeah, he goes, "Jophia's on the line. How can I help you,
Oh.
bud?"
Oh, good. I'm glad that we are still on good terms with her. Are we on good terms?
Oh, definitely.
Kinda, yeah. I mean,
we're on really good terms, bud. We're on good terms.
Oh, that's good. I think Leo will be glad to hear that. I think he's kind of worried about stuff. Sorry guys, hold on. I'm surprised this worked. So, Dad, I was wondering if you or Joe Field, you guys could help me out. We need to find we need to know what Vespa is, where she is, or what she's doing. And none of us kind of have found a way yet. And I guess I'm on a conference call with the heavenly beings to figure out if you guys have seen something or can.
Jophia, like after she hears the subject, is like, "Oh, that's really interesting. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye." And kind of like hangs up the call really fast, basically. And Peregrine's like, "It's good. That's good that she left at this point."
Hi, Dad.
It's good. I started.
Savage is doing well. I don't know if he's here. He was helping me.
Good job, but yeah, he's here on the call.
Savage!
He just isn't saying anything.
Oh, he's on mute, I think. Here.
Good job.
Savage, you're on mute in the team. But I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think Savage goes, yeah, Success, Parvel, and Fester are dead. 2 more to
He's
go.
helping out.
There's a war here, man. We don't know. Peregrine's kind of like, wars, pesky things, wars.
We're trying to wrap it up, Dad, as best we can. I will say Fluellen, oh my god. You're Fluellen and Adlaria and a Spider-Man. A man who's a spider. Spider who is a man and Odina are on their way back. We're still here. We met a new friend. Her name is B. I feel like I'm just dancing around things. I do want to ask though before you can answer me about the heavenly thing. Was everything okay with the casinos? I did have to use 3 of those coins.
No. I've been spending
God.
a lot of my time talking to Deza about that.
God.
Not good. The 2 casinos are in a really bad shape. Of course, the Hyacinth is fine.
That's good. Okay.
You said 3 casinos?
Yes. Maybe nothing went wrong with the 3rd one.
There's 3 casinos.
No, I had 4 coins.
You're probably stressed, Kubo.
Kubo gets really sweaty. He's like, "Oh God!" Oh God! I still have a coin. He pulls out the coin.
You do have one last coin. Yeah.
He's
So,
like, "Oh God!"
Peregrine goes, "All right. I'm going to give you a bit of a boon here. So this will give you some options."
Does it get erased from history?
Let's not worry about that right now. Whatever happened, it's probably fine.
I'd like to imagine that Savage is like, "Please, can we?" Okay.
Yeah, please can we
Okay.
continue? This is kind of like a space. You feel kind of the coin grow hot in your hand as you're holding it. And he goes, "All right, so this is a really simple bit of magic. Don't think it's like some crazy, I haven't like given you a miracle here.
Okay.
But Vespa and Serenity are uniquely evil. They are uniquely bound for hell. They are more bound for hell than pretty much any mortal out there right now. So what I've done with this coin is it was already aligned with kind of luck and my domain of chance and everything. I've aligned it with more of a pure good energy. It's a pure angelic kind of force. And all this is going to do is it will try to pull away from that uniquely evil energy. So if you're near them and you start to feel a tug on the coin, they're in the opposite direction of that tug. So the coin is trying to escape being around them.
And using this won't cause the Hyacinth.
No.
Okay.
Unless you actually use it for what it's made for.
No, I don't want to kill my sister in a fire explosion. Okay. Well.
That's what I can do for you. I'm sorry, I can't get
No,
more
I
involved in
appreciate
that.
it. That makes sense. You can. Okay, that's good.
Also, I'm going to investigate that fourth casino thing you mentioned. I'm going to get to the bottom of that.
I
and
had
figure
4
out what's
coins. I
up.
still have one. I used 3.
I get that. There's only ever been 3 casinos. 2 of them, are pretty
Yeah,
much.
you're the one who
unoperational
gave
now.
this to me. You're saying that one of them.
I
is
don't
trash.
remember. I'm gonna have to do some research and figure out what's going on with that fourth casino.
Well, fuck. God, I could use some cocaine right now. Jesus.
But you sensed the moment of understanding between Savage and Peregrine.
They
and
probably
you can
talk
roll
about muted.
insight
Is
on
what I
that. Yeah, you get
I do
muted
wanna-
for a hot
I
second.
do want to
They
realize that.
chat for a little bit.
Let me. Can I get insight? I mean, can I get a
So with an 8, you see him
Oh.
kind of gesturing at his own scars and everything, and kind of like, well, what do I do? And the vibe that you get from Peregrine is like, wow, it's just part of the game, whatever, it's all right. Like, and he's kind of trying to
I
comfort him
think
about
I've
it.
been muted.
And then Savage looks to you and he goes, and he kind of says something back while pointing at his scars. And he's like, yeah. And it seems like they're still talking about the
I
scars
can
and stuff.
feel him.
And then you go off mute. He's like, sorry, bud. Personal feelings, It's,
That's my whole thing. I mean, that's therapy's
That's
wonderful.
my whole
Can I help heal him more? You want to?
Savage is like, no, that's okay.
Not to step on. I feel like I'm possibly breaching a boundary. I'll shut up. Okay.
No, great meeting. Peregrine is like, we're so close to getting this council started. We're so close to getting this final court held, and I'm excited for that. So keep going, and
Okay.
once all five of them are dead, we'll have our next steps.
Right. We also have to get back to the country. I just like hearing you. I am just kind of letting this call drone on because I'm just happy. It's like a moment of peace. I don't know. Savage probably needs it, like you, even in worse than I have recently. But it's just nice to have like a break. Holy shit, I could use that blood.
Okay, Peregrine looks to you two as it was like, yeah, blood is thicker than water, and a lot of dramatic, nasty things can happen in family. But if we stick together and we're on each other's sides, it'll all work out. Farrell dying was hard on us.
You
It's
heard
gonna be
him?
okay. He's doing great. He tried to send you guys somebody to help out and make sure that the Tickles guy. We sent him specifically to try and get Kyle to make sure he killed the other 2.
Did you think Kyle wasn't going to want to?
No. I thought we'd get Larry and just duck out.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
Can I hear this somehow?
You
Yeah.
can.
Magically.
You can see Kubo's eyes are like rolling around with his eyes closed, like
I think there'd be a case for saying that Leo could hear it if he was trying to do divination magic, but unless he's actively trying to, he can't.
Nah.
I'll still tell you guys about like
Yeah.
Joe feels okay. So, okay, well, Dad, just so you know, hopefully they'll be okay. Maybe you could like, I don't know, just tell Daisy I'm sorry. I love her. I hope she'll be okay. I don't know. Maybe hot. I can end the chat whenever we need her. Someone else can.
It ends.
Oh! Kubo actually makes him. He's like, oh.
That
Okay,
works.
well. Okay, well. Looks at his brother.
Anything useful?
The coin that you have, it
Yes.
looks like it's a little bit of brighter gold now. It kind of gives off a tiny bit of light.
So this coin is going to sort of guide us, but it'll tug if I go in the wrong way, or if we're like in the wrong direction from Vesper Serenity. Apparently, heaven is really invested in them like dying or something. Oh, by the way, Joe Field is doing okay, guys. And Leo, she's on good terms with us, I think, still. I don't know if you felt
I just
me.
cringe.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's okay. She doesn't. Okay, I'm really sorry about that.
Bringing up your ex.
You ruined one of my favorite hats.
Maybe we can see her again. I don't know. She was talking to Dad about like working together or something. I don't know. Maybe things are good if we do. I have no idea. There were also 3 casinos that were exploded, and now there's only 2 of them. The third one has
Exploded?
exist. Yes.
Explode! Wow.
I will say, just
I didn't do it.
The comedy of the situation, you, Kyle,
Sorry,
and
briefly.
Leo, and Savage do not remember a 3rd casino. The only person that seems to remember the 4th casino that is Kyle, is Kubo.
Wait, the 4th casino. Do you guys think I'm? Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm just ready to kill people and everyone. God damn it. Just kidding though. I love you guys. Seagulls apparently was like influenced by my dead brother being here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go check out the whole like point of egress out of the mountain, and this is how I'm gonna do it.
A pig.
Spider pig.
Spider
Spider
pig.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a spider climb and just like, oh, all right. Well, I wish he had been more helpful. I'm just gonna jump out the window.
Okay.
Do you guys want to? If not, I'm just gonna go try to find the direction I think best was in. After I take a short rest.
Then we have
I am walking up the side of the stalactite out to the exit to the mountain.
Yeah, you walk up the stalactite quite a distance.
Can we name this exit something overlook? Because we need a shorthand for it.
Pig overlook.
Yeah,
Spider pig.
The arachnid swine. No, you walk up. The thing that you recognize as you come up is like the scale of this stalactite is very large. And so as you're walking up, you kind of see most of the rooms are empty. You could actually get into several of these rooms without any incident. At least the hotel is rooms, you know. But you see one or two nobles. A lot of them look shaken up. Some of them you actually recognize from the event that you had with Parvel there a while back.
Okay.
And you continue to climb up. I will say, this is definitely not the way to get to the secret exit. So you're kind of getting a lay of the land, but this is not secret entrance. You walk up, you're kind of like unbothered by people. And every once in a while you see like a person points and like, oh God, like kind of see just like this elderly nobleman walking up the side of
Just walking up the side of
and eventually you get to the point where it delineates and there is now like homes, like actual private properties as well that are like in the stalactite. And there are a lot less windows here. A lot of these seem to be more like utilitarian build. And there still are plenty of windows, don't get me wrong. But there's like, one of them has like a palinqual entrance that's very large and open and is kind of like showing off their wealth. That's kind of all you get all the way up. Is there's just a lot of variety and a lot of it's a very unique kind of wealthy retreat.
Oh.
Okay, so nearing the like top where the stalactite reaches the rest of the mountain, like, so in order to get to the overlook exit or whatever, would I have to like go through one of the homes then, or like how is it reached?
So so according to like the thing, basically you would take the elevator all the way up to the top, and then there is a specific property that owns the exit. And so you have to get all the way up to the base of the stalactite.
Okay.
And as you're walking up, like you see points of egress and you can finally see the cave ceiling. And you've been walking for like a good couple minutes now, like 15, 20 minutes to get this high. It is a long distance.
Okay.
And at the top of the building, at the top of the cave wall, you can see where it kind of stops being residential entirely. And you can't see any like obvious exit. There's no like lights or anything. You can just kind of see like, this is the last window I can see before it's, you know, just cave ceiling.
Sneakily along the ceiling, try and get in through the corridor or whatever to find my way through it.
Yeah. Who's gonna roll a luck check?
You stealth.
It takes a couple checks because a lot of these windows are not even meant to be opened, period. And so you can't even sleight of hand them. But after you like do a tiny bit of backtracking, investigate a couple of them, you can roll a sleight of hand to try and open the window.
18.
Yeah, I think it's very simple. It's just kind of like one of those window locks, mechanical things. There's no lock on it. So you just kind of get a wire in there and jerry rig it over. It's kind of like,
Admittedly, it would be weird to have a lot of security on that.
yeah, I
Like
mean, it's kind of like putting the arches in Salt Lake City in Missouri. It'd be like putting a padlock on that window up there. It's like, who's gonna get up? Why? Like,
what do you want?
Yeah. So you're easily able to get in there, and this area is very much like rough hewn stone. It's just kind of like partially developed tunnels up here. It looks very construction-y.
Oh.
Yeah, you can roll me an investigation. Like, what are you looking for here? There's not a lot to look at.
Oh, I mean, I'm trying to get, basically find the way all the way out, and then I want to sit up there and I want to look around and see if there's a place that I can set up like traps, if there's a really good place to snipe, set up some sort of ambush or honestly maybe even if I can just blow it the fuck up and collapse the whole damn thing.
Right.
Not the stalactite, but the passageway out, trapping her in.
The directions out basically say that like you get all the way up here, you find this door, you knock on the door, you talk to the person, you say your name or you say your reservation basically, and then they let you up. And that's all it says about like the exit is he directs you from this door, and you are not at this door. And there's kind of like no way to know, are you behind the door already? Are you where you shouldn't be already? Are you not quite to the door? Like, there's a lot of information that like from the instructions you can't like match up perfectly.
Okay.
But this hallway leads down and kind of leads to where you get back to that central elevator shaft. And at first you don't realize it's a central elevator shaft, but again, that's a long walk, and it's basically just like a straight shot, just walking along in this like rough hewn, cobbly tunnels. And so you finally kind of get to that location, and you realize like there might be a couple floors above you. I will say that you find the door that you knock on, and it looks like there's just labyrinthian. There's no clear direction to find the secret exit out.
Okay. I'm gonna change from spider climb to invisibility, and then I'm gonna knock on the door. I'm sitting off to the side of it.
You knock on the door, a little wooden thing opens up to the side, and you see these guys like yellow teeth, like very, very yucky teeth, kind of like peer out from the door, and he goes, "What's the reservation name?" He doesn't even bring it up.
But I say it very, very like garbled and like quiet.
Yeah,
We can't quite make it out.
Farah. So you do say Farah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
you go, huh?
but I keep it unintelligible, so he needs to like lean in close to here.
Gotcha. Proceed. And then you see the thing close shut, and a portion of the wall that did not seem to be a door just kind of casually folds open, and there seems to be a stairwell up.
I just want to say, if it's Grom, I'm going to lose.
This guy, I mean, unless he got a lot of dental work undone.
Yeah. All right. I guess I proceed.
Yeah, you proceed up. There's a spiral staircase that continues on for a long time. You've been walking for like a good hour. And you get up to the top. There's a trap door, and it opens up onto. You actually have to push snow out of the way. And there is a snowy, like light snow. There might be about like 3 inches of snow on the top of this blustery mountain top. When you get up there, there are plenty of places that you could put a sniping position at. It is rough and wild natural countryside. The only barrier to doing stuff is it's cold.
All right. Well, then I get on the radio. Like, okay, so I made it out the overlook, and I'm looking around. We could probably set up a trap. We could probably try and do some sort of sniper thing. But I mean, the security is relatively light coming up here in the first place. And I mean, if we really wanted to, we could very easily cause like an avalanche that's just going to bury this whole damn thing and trap her in here so she doesn't have a point of escape. Or we could try and set it up so that like as she leaves, it sets off grenades that or something that cause an avalanche. I mean, I feel like we have a couple of options to try and do this without direct confrontation. What do you guys think?
I think if we are gonna do an avalanche thing, it should be from me because I can have 2 easily level 2 spells that could do it.
Okay.
Where I can have the warding winds, which create the 20-foot, 25-mile-per-hour wind tunnel. I could just throw it up there with me, or I could do devil dust, which is I can control this tornado and then just move it along the side of the mountain. And both of those are level 2 spells. So that's easier.
I mean, I'm already
If I
here.
think-
I mean, if we decide we want to just bury it, I can just leave a grenade on a tripwire and dip.
Oh, you want to do it right now? I mean, I could
I
fly
mean, I
there
could.
pretty
I'm
quick.
just saying, like we have a lot of different options here.
Well, do we know if
Hey,
she's
shut-
coming in? What if she's like coming in from the mountain? 'Cause she's like the wild one, right? Like she does stuff with like hunting people.
I mean, I don't know. I guess my main takeaway was that she was going to try and leave from here. I guess I didn't. I mean, if she's outside already, why? I don't know why she would come back in to escape this route. That would be weird.
Maybe she and her sister are like some kind of group. I guess we just don't know. I think that's fine. Just to help, if possible, after my short rest, can I just like casually walk around up there and see if the coin is pulling like towards where Kyle is, or if it doesn't feel any different at all?
Okay, so we're reaching the end of the story here for today, just like today's session. So I'm going to kind of take the reins here a little bit.
Okay.
As you are talking and kind of communicating, Kyle, if you could roll me a perception check as well as Kubo.
Give me that good kush. Oh yeah, 19.
19. And Kyle's a 13. You don't need a lot for this, Kyle. So Kubo, as you are getting to the elevator that would take you up to where Kyle is at, you feel a distinct tug on the coin upward. Kubo, Kyle, as you are looking out from the trap door, you see what at first seems kind of like a swath of it's kind of hard to tell because the distance is so intense. But then you realize that it is not carriages being pulled by horses. It is caravans. It is foot soldiers. There is a army coming in from the north. That is where Lord Valshaline's land is. And
With my spyglass, can I make out any kind of crests or banners?
yeah, I will say with a quick look with your spyglass, blustery wind everywhere from the top of this mountain, you can see that these are the Valshaline forces, the Valshaline Royal Army, coming to the Yagran Mountain. And as Kyle, you feel the coin go up, you might like peer over to look down. You see a sprightly girl that you've only seen once before. That looks very flexible, has a couple scars here or there, with 4 extremely burly bodyguards.
Where?
Has just gotten into the elevator at the base of the city. The same shaft.
Oh, look, wait. Am I going? I'm going up. She's gonna take it up.
She's coming. You're going up. She's also coming up behind you.
I immediately go. She's on
the
her
same
way
elevator?
up. She's on her way up. She's
on
on
the
her way up.
elevator.
She's coming up. She's coming up after me. Jesus Christ.
So you have a sword, right?
Yes.
Okay. The elevator has a cable that pulls it up, right?
I have to get out and try to make it drop on her. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean,
So we have to make it happen.
we have a friend. We have a friend who has the ability to give you the ability to magically fly, right? You have the ability to magically fly yourself, right?
I mean, I think B is like, I think he's in a trance. I don't know if Leo can catch fly right now. He's not talking.
Okay, but you have racial ASMR thing.
Well, you do have
I have
accent.
wings.
Racial
Oh my god!
Savage is like, you have wings. You have wings.
You have wings. You know you can fly, right?
I'm almost done, but can we see if we get lucky? Please, can we just try and make this happen?
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I
so,
will try to let you slice the.
I bless myself immediately, so I can like.
I immediately jump out the window and and fly up as well.
B and Savage are just standing at the window, like, should we?
That's natural.
Should we go to Kubo? What do we do?
Please God, come to Kubo.
Okay. Getting out.
And I guess I run the hell back. I start running the hell back down. I mean, one way or another, maybe I can make it out to a window, and
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's go.
I
I prefer the simple solution.
To climb up, can I do like an athletics roll?
So
Yeah,
what are you
but
climbing up? You're
I'm
climbing out of
trying
the
to
elevator shaft?
I'm trying to like, get into it without dying, and I'm gonna try to cut the cord when she starts coming.
Okay. Huh. Okay. So you fully
The moment I saw her, I jumped back. Like, it was like, oh my
there
god.
is definitely like a busboy in this elevator. He's like, please, sir, keep your hands and arms inside the elevator as we ascend.
But Kubo, yes, here's my signature. Kubo. Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. I just want to like attack him to
You
knock him
just
out.
punch him. You just knock him out with a good punch, and then you're trying to like hobble out of the elevator. So roll an athletics check. It's not hard to do this.
He's gone.
But then you're popping your
I
wings.
only got a 13. Oh, but well, I can only do my fall.
Okay, no, you can do them at will. You
But I
do not-
can't fly with them. I can only
You
descend.
absolutely can.
Are you fucking
Yes,
kidding me?
they are full wings.
Yeah, it's just like a minute per short rest or something like that. But
The
yeah.
whole time!
This is Savage telling you. You can.
Yeah,
do
no,
it.
I'm the one that has to tell you you have wings. Like,
I've had an interesting childhood.
So
First flight session.
you see it rising up. I'm gonna say it is a free cut to try and sever this, but it does have a damage threshold. This is a wire. It is not a stuff. So you might want to pop some smites on that.
See, all right. So hold on, because I also blessed my.
Mhm.
So we're gonna use our sweet baby boy here. That's how to do that. Does a 21 hit?
21 definitely hits.
I'm gonna hit it twice because I get twice with each. And a 27.
Both of them will definitely hit. Now you need
Okay,
to
so
roll
here's the thing.
damage.
I'm gonna roll for both of them, and
So-
then I need your pen. Wait. Don't talk yet. Don't talk yet.
No, I need to talk to you about this.
I need to
With-
I have to add things. So D4, I get 2 D4s.
With damage thresholds and how they work, you want to get one hit that does the most damage. You want to put all of your smites on one hit, if at all possible.
Okay, so hold on. So far we get 16 plus 8. I don't know what that is. Who's other done?
16 plus 8 is 24.
I have all of my smites available. How?
yeah, I mean, one way or another, this fight isn't going to happen today. Hopefully, so I mean,
In 7 minutes, we can kill her.
right? Yeah, if we can kill her this way
Could she
and get
die?
out, we're fine. But I mean, if she doesn't die or whatever, then there's still like 2 days before she tries to get out or whatever. So we're
I'm
fine.
gonna use 1, 2, and 3
Let us sleep.
of my first level spell slots then. So I'm gonna do 3 smites and I do D4s for that, right? Right? So
No, for a second level spell slot being used on smite, that's 3d8.
It's a first level, which is 2d8, right?
well, I used 3 all of
2d8.
them. I used 3 of my spell slots.
So that would be.
You can only use one spell slot per attack.
I used.
Oh, you only use one spell slot.
Wait, so I'm so sorry. So what are we looking
So
at?
do 2d8 on top additional. You don't have to use all your spell slots. Just use.
It'd
one.
be 2d8 per. It'd be 2d8 on each attack. Then, if you're using a first level spell slot to smite each one.
Okay, so I'm doing 2 of these. Okay. Oh.
Your first level spell slot.
Oh, we got lucky and another.
Yeah, that definitely hits the damage threshold. So this old kind of metal wrought like thing. This is not easy to cut. It is not like easy to do. You and hack at it twice, and you hear it. Tring! It is very dangerous and scary. There's a lot of mechanical pieces moving around.
I don't think I can grab that kid. I don't know if I can grab that kid. Can I try to grab him?
I'm going to say that you are on the lower elevator, so he is on a portion of the wire above you. So he is not falling on anything. You have to go down. So the kid is fine. You can see the this is cutting the wire that is down beneath your elevator.
Right, because she got into it.
She got into it, yeah. And you're still at like the base level of the hotel.
Okay.
This thing comes up. You cut this wire. I'm going to roll a series of dexterity saving throws. And then athletics checks.
I'm yeehaw, buddies, yeehaw.
Like I said, it's always best to try and find a way to kill him without having to fight.
I agree. No, you're right. Personally, I love how Kubo was just like, oh god, okay, and you're all telling him what to do.
Wings!
Okay. You see, there's this horrifying moment where you feel the gush of wind go as the pipe is like the air in the pipe is pressurized inversely, like it's like depressurized as like the air gets sucked out of the pipe because it's a fast descending tube. And you see, first off, nimbly, lively, you see this woman, very small, spring out of the window, grab onto the side of this like elevator rope shaft and grab onto the shaft, and she looks up and she's got all these like scars on her face and she can see you flying with your big goopy wings.
My raven wings, my emo wings.
Farther beneath, you see 1, 2, 3, and not a fourth of the bodyguards manage to jump out and grab onto the ropes. And so 3 of the bodyguards make it out. You see a fourth one attempt to jump out, and the thing has gained so much speed that it crimps his back, and you see a small spurt of blood as he does not survive the G-forces on his body. And you hear a large crash beneath you as the elevator shaft finally lands.
We are just a force of like raising insurance premiums.
Yeah.
If I'm still connected, you all just hear people like, oh well, fuck. She's fucking looking at fuck.
This woman begins to scale this rope with frightening. I'm gonna say
cut that rope too.
We're gonna cut back to this in a little bit. You waited until they got high enough that this would be lethal if it landed. She is not super far away from you. But, like, I'm gonna say, like, just to like accentuate the kind of the horror of this thing. Like normal people, like it's kind of like gym class. If you're climbing a rope, you know, your hand over hand. She is launching herself and grabbing it like some sort of super soldier, like hand over hand.
So I just imagine like back in like, you know, there's like a conference or something. It's like, oh, Kubo's using divinity, and you just just mutes it. He just goes back to his.
But yeah, I think it is definitely like
I am so
Terminator spooky in the sense of like she launches off of one arm, travels about like 6 feet up before she grabs again to launch again. Like
I'm gonna try to blind her. Can I take just one export piece and I use the swords? I have special swords. It's okay if not.
We will come back right on that.
I'm just freaking out right now. Damn,
so
I'm actually getting sweaty.
Everybody hears about this and kind of hears what's going on. This is public knowledge now.
Kubo's what's up.
And we will jump back in a bit. I'll stop the recording here.